Hello. Good morning. Good morning. It is Saturday, and I'm up trying to clean my apartment on a Saturday. Usually, what I do. My schedule on the weekends. You got, let's say, clean kitchen, clean bathroom wash. I try to soak and shave. Maybe even file my nails and go to the market get some groceries. And then on Sunday, I listen to Victory, Smoking Northfield. I grew up with him. My sister actually bought one of his first CDs for me, Mary Mary, Kirk Franklin. So a lot of those songs I grew up with, just singing in the choir at St. Paul Church of God in Christ on the west side of Jackson. And we moved, actually, our church bought a church and on the south side um, right around the time my mom moved over there. And a lot of people just started moving to the south out of the west. 'Cause like I said, well, our church was like right in Washington Dishon, which is like one of you could say one of the worst neighborhoods out there. Like really close to Jackson State University. Not going up, let's just say that. But anyway, I went to church out there, St. Paul Church of God in Christ, all my life. I mean, from I remember from maybe before I could walk, and pretty much was raised in that church. I mean, from Sunday school to choir rehearsals to children church. I mean, to Christmas programs to dancing, whatever you can think. I pretty much was a part of it. We would travel to our big church out over there. I think it was the University of Southern. It's the school that's out there in the city that like the bigger organization will be and go out there and like sing in the choir with the church and all of that. So definitely remember all of that, and I really think with that and knowing God and having a relationship with Him is definitely keeping me strong and holding me and keeping me just still in what I plan on, the desires in my heart, what I plan on moving forward, what I plan on focusing on. But I'm here to tell you about my Spotify story. So last year, I had a Planet Fitness membership way before I moved over here. Actually, me and my ex-boyfriend, I got him a membership at the Pelican. We used to go and work out over there. In the evening time, I would take my son swimming. My son's been having a membership. Me and my son's been having a membership at the Pelican ever since he was like two, or three. I took him to swim lessons. He's been in the daycare. I worked out over there, all that. So, if you're watching and you're watching me and, finding out information about me or researching, I'm here to tell you. So you can ask any questions you like, any concerns, any comments. I see it may be one person on here. If you want to, my story with Spotify, just to back up, but I've been having my Pelican membership. Me and my son will go all the time. We even had a few issues over there because my son loves to jump in the pool. Just very free spirited. I kind of like that. He's that way. Eventually, a little structure and structure at a time. But I guess people were thinking he was just too young, or maybe they were just too jealous to see, someone with melanated skin, their young kids swimming, or wanting to swim. I don't know what it is, but it's like people don't want to see you, get better or do better, which is kind of a sad situation. They rather see you fail. They live for that. They live to see you angry. They live to see you upset, or maybe they're getting paid to do it. They're getting paid to bother you. They're getting paid to mess with you. They're getting paid to be a problem in your life. And the reason why I say that is because I want to tell you my Spotify story. So last year, well, year before last, I moved here, and I would just walk to Planet Fitness sometimes, jog to Planet Fitness, work out, get up in the morning, drive my car, whatever, however I felt. My ex had a bike, so sometimes I would ride the bike up there. He had gotten a bike, and then he ended up putting it outside, and they got stolen or something. I don't know. But anyway, I was at Spotify. I was at Planet Fitness, and these people kept turning off my Spotify. I actually have pictures of the two of the people who actually did it, and I, went up to the the workers that were in there, and I explained the situation, and like, can you guys put up signs? It's just really like, it's I'm trying to work out. So if you're on the steps and you're like doing steps and you're listening to the music and you're doing what, you know, you're going on the beat of the music, because that's why you play music when you work out. You want to get your heart rate up to that momentum. That kind of helps, you know, with weight loss and stuff like that. You know, that could be a safety issue. You know what I'm saying? Like I could trip, I could fall. You know what I'm saying? If you're like messing with my music or whatever. So I was just trying to like, okay, can you stop? Like, can you stop bothering me about it? So as you know, or if you don't know, the neighbor that moved out of here that attacked me, also was a part of this issue, and that was after this happened at Planet Fitness. So at one point, I believe there was a guy who was like some American shorts there, and they were messing with my Spotify, but I ended up saying something to the worker, and the worker called the police on me. And I have video of this also, because the police comes and literally tells me that I can't work out in this gym anymore. Follows me in the bathroom, in the women's bathroom, you know, and literally gives me a no trespassing. So for a whole year, I'm not able to go to this Planet Fitness in Woodbridge. Okay, so just yesterday, I was on TikTok Live, and my son's sister, um, mother got in contact with me and wanted me to come to a softball game. But because my ex-husband and my son was there, I decided not to go, and I just stayed at the sectional meeting, and then I came home and I wrote my paper that night. Because I guess, you know, I don't supposed to be close to him, because I literally like cursed him out because he was asking me for sex and wouldn't let me see my son. But for some kind of way he used that against me, because I went to his house and I'm like, okay, screaming like, can you let me see my son, whatever, like this is a problem, an issue in itself. And he used it against me. I have all that paperwork with my divorce papers and everything, of everything, you know, him asking me for sex and all of this in here. But obviously, because I cursed him out, then um, I guess they saw that as harassment, or I don't know what they saw it as. But anyway, I go to court for it next week. Um, so these are like, I divorced him, but he still came to my house, dropped my son off even after, you know, I went through all this abuse and stuff with my ex. Even after in December 15th came over and literally, you know, asked me for sexual favors, but I just wanted to spend time with my son. Um, but yeah, so pretty much that's what this is. But anyway, go back to my Spotify story. So they gave me this no trespassing ticket. So like I said, people moved out of here, and then last March, the people who attacked me December 15th moved in. Her husband, and I don't know. I barely saw the kids, but I know there were kids in the apartment, because like you could hear them sometimes. And then they had got into an argument or whatever. And my neighbor had told me they both had black eyes at one time, and that may be all a lie. But Miss Lori is her name. She was living here for years. I actually went down to her house when it was really cold and we didn't have heat, and I saw that she had her oven on, and then her oven actually set a fire and burnt her whole facility. And I guess she thought it was her fault, and they made her feel like it was her fault. But I'm like, if you're cutting heat on to warm your house up and our heat's not working, then that's kind of on the apartment. So the apartment came in and fixed her apartment or whatever. Because I just walked into the situation. I literally just knocked on her door, and I just walked, because she was the only person that actually like spoke to me when I moved in. And then she was a woman, and then I kind of seen that she lived by herself, just, you know, paying attention. So I didn't feel like it was, you know, like weird to go and knock on her door, because I had got really sick around that time, and I couldn't go to work. So I was just wondering, like, what is going on with this heat? You know, like, what is the problem? It's really cold, and you know, what do you do? And so I walked in her house. Her house was like a whole fucking sauna, and literally it was because she had the oven on. And then she had invited me in, and then maybe like days later or so, her place her kitchen ended up like something happened in the kitchen, and then she came to find out, or maybe it was during that time. But anyway, I ended up talking to her about it, and actually, I think the village of Woodbridge came out, and then pretty much like the fire department, all of them, and pretty much was just trying to figure out what was wrong with the heat or get it fixed, um, or just help her in the situation of the fire that was going on in her house, because obviously it can cause other underlying health conditions, just the after effect of like the fire and the fumes that's in the air. I guess it could cause underlying health conditions, and so I guess they were really like worried about those issues. So that happened last year around March. I mean, last no, that happened in the winter when it was really, really cold. At the beginning of like January, February. So I remember being sick, and I remember missing days. I remember going up to the leasing office, letting them know like I don't really plan on paying y'all all of my rent because y'all not fixing the teeth. I remember them trying to put a boiler in and trying to do something about it. But I realized, maybe they fixed it a little, but I guess that's just the way some of these apartments work when it comes to heat, and you're not paying $1,500, $1,700, so you don't have central air conditioning and heat in your apartment. So I guess that's just something you have to deal with when you're buying or renting out, one of the lower end apartments, I guess you would say. And so that's really, all I could afford based on my income and based on the fact that my ex was definitely not helping pretty much hardly ever. But anyway, back to my Spotify story. So that happened. I got a no trespassing, so therefore I couldn't go back. Um, And then these people moved in March, and so they kept playing I believe I called Legal Shield twice about the situation. This girl threatened me and told me I didn't want any smoke. But kept just like I'm listening to my music, and I don't know if it's like you can go in and befriend a person or whatever that you're close to, and have access to their music. You can have access to their playlists. You can change the music, you can cut it up and down, and then you can turn it off and start it over. So this is my Spotify, this is my playlist. And I just want to see, I'm gonna turn my music on a little while I'm doing the YouTube. And of course, probably not won't go off right now. But the reason why I got on here and wanted to talk about this today, and I said I was gonna come on YouTube Live, TikTok Live, and Facebook Live, and just talk about my story and all the shit that's been perspiring in the past year, is because I was just got up, turned my music on, Cloroxing my lovely kitchen, making sure it's clean, putting my dishes in, and my music cuts turns off twice. I'm listening to my playlist. So I have new neighbors up under me now, an Asian lady and a Hispanic lady. And then I think that her father, and I'm not sure if her father lives with her, but I remember them just, saying hey to me one day. Not the man, but the lady. And I said, hey, and just went on about my business. She has a little daughter who kind of pokes out the window sometimes when I'm driving. I mean, when I'm getting into my car. But other than that, I haven't had any contact with them or know anything about them or don't know where they're from or who they are or any of that. But anyway, just wondering, like still who has access to my Spotify? So are you getting paid? Because like I haven't seen you really work, so are you getting like, paid to like come around me and bother me? You know what I'm saying about the issue? Because like I said, the police came and I have video of the police. So actually that'll give me the exact date if I go into um, my camera and find it. I really have I don't have a lot of storage all the time in my phone, even though I have unlimited service. It tends to say no storage. A lot of time my Facebook page, it won't allow me to get inside of it when I'm trying to, or like right here it says status and not like Facebook Live. If I wanted to like try to go on there at this point. And then sometimes my TikTok, because I guess because of this, it's saying that it has no storage, it's not allowing me to like post videos or even have this little draft thing here. Sometimes it's just not there. and it's just showing all of the content that I've had, but it's not showing that. So these are just some issues that I'm having with my phone lately that I've never really had ever, and I've had this Verizon for some years now, well over 4 years, maybe, yeah, probably, yeah, a pretty long time. And I've never had, this problem. I downloaded Spotify, I think last year sometime, and it started in Planet Fitness, I believe. Um, but then it was also, someone in my apartment area, also. And then, as you know, when I was on Facebook Live, I was kept Facebook Live because I was in the gym, as if someone was standing around me, pretending to work out, but actually just turning on my Spotify. So I don't think it's a coincidence that it's only me that, and there it is, and there it is. It went off. I don't think it's a coincidence that it's only me, and I'm gonna turn it up a little louder so you guys can hear it a little bit. Um, but I don't think it's a coincidence that it's only me, that, it's almost like someone is sending a person near me to bother my Spotify, to make it seem like I'm the crazy person, like I'm talking outside of my head, like I'm making it up, so you can come back and use and say, oh, she must have some type psychiatric problem, because there's no way, that this can be going on. We're going to make it seem like she's crazy. We're going to keep targeting her and make it seem like that she is the one that has the problem. So as you know, I have several videos of police coming on the scene of this apartment, based on this lady like messing with my Spotify last year, now that I can remember. But like literally, that's like the only contact. She came up to Walmart and asked me, did I know anybody who sell weed? Like, there's 50 dispensaries around here. You're not oblivious, especially if you're from Chicago. You're not oblivious, or from Illinois, to what the hell's going on around here. And you know, because you feel like your job is in jeopardy, then you're sending people to try to buy what I'm saying, to make the situation turn around, to know that, you get what I'm saying, that this is one of my favorite songs, You Got Me Fucked Up. And it's by Russ. You Got Me Fucked Up, because I love me way too much to put someone above me. Nobody but God. But anyway, as I was saying, so she continued to, like, I call Legal Shield. I still pay for Legal Shield, so it should be documented. And at that point, I didn't even know their name, because the lawyer was asking, oh, I don't know. Like, I've never tried to befriend them. I've never tried to get to know them. I've never tried to be in their space. I've never tried to be close to them. None of that. You know what I'm saying? So, what was the issue, or why was she doing that? But anyway, she ended up attacking me on December 15th. And then it got turned around on me, but I end up with the ball spot, and I end up with a pinched nerve and shoulder, out of, hurting and stuff. And you look on the picture and she's fully intact. You know what I'm saying? Look how muscular I am, and how, you get what I'm saying? So if I was to, get what I'm saying, like, fight you, you obviously would see, the reaction of it. You would see the damage from it. Why is your hair not all over your head? If we're fighting and you respond by pulling my hair, then I'm more than likely, if I wanted to fight you, I probably would respond by giving you, know what I'm saying? Instead, I'm defending myself, unprying your hands out of my hands, saying, bitch, let my hair go. Get the fuck back. Leave me alone. And this man is literally sitting right there in my face. Like, literally, I don't know if he can hit me. He could take up for her. He can help her. I don't know what his fucking, agenda is in this situation. So, that's pretty much where I am with that. Like, it's just a constant. And then, I have one of my Facebook friends literally told me to download and he went to high school with me. Um, the download Amazon Music Unlimited. He said comes with Prime, so I do pay for Prime. And it says fuck Spotify. People shouldn't have access to your privacy. That's weird. And exactly. So I that's what I kept saying. This is my privacy. This is my phone. I pay this phone bill every month. And so it's like, why, are you targeting me? Why are you bothering me? You know what I'm saying? So if we're in Planet Fitness and you mean to tell me that I'm the only person in there that you decide to connect to and play with their music, you know what I'm saying? If you're just bothering people or you're literally watching me. And every time I went on Facebook Live that day when I was in the Planet Fitness, now I drive all the way over to Bolingbrook to go and work out. And that is the reason why I do that is because I have a no trespassing. For the fact that a person, the worker called the police on me because I'm telling him that these people are bothering my Spotify, and I gotta know trespassing. Even though I kept paying for the membership, it just found me another gym to go to. So like literally, I'm in my bench press, and as soon as I'm about to go down and do my thing, my music just started changing, like 4 or 5 different songs. As soon as I'm in my kitchen this morning and I'm Cloroxing, washing off everything, you know what I'm saying? And bam, change. So what I'm gonna start doing, I'm gonna invite my Facebook friends to my YouTube channel, and I'm gonna invite them to my TikTok live, because I'm pretty sure they're well aware I am nowhere near crazy, nowhere near mental, don't have any problems, and there's no way I will make this up. I don't bother people intentionally. I love to see people. In a good mood. I love to see people grow. I love to see people progress. I love to see people, build in life and become, great things. But one person I am not a distraction. You know what I'm saying? I don't purposely, try to make you feel angry or try to make you feel jealous or, find ways to hate on you or looking at you with the intent of judging you, like at all. Most of the time, I don't even, you know what I'm saying, like pay attention to a person enough to be comparing themselves to me or judging. Like I feel like that's social media world, and because I haven't been in social media world for the past 10 years, it doesn't really play effects on me as it plays on most of these newer millennials, these newer kids, where they're constantly just comparing themselves to the next person. They're constantly trying to see how better they are or how, by being around. Um, it's an issue in itself. But like this is my Spotify story, and if it keeps happening, then I'll just come back on YouTube live about the situation. And that's just what it is. Like it started in Planet Fitness. Like I said, I have video. Um, Let me see where the video is in my phone because then that'll tell me exactly when it started happening. That's my song too. I like that one because I realize I really don't. I don't need a man if they're gonna not help me progress. If they're not gonna support me and what I want to be. If I'm not getting better, he's not getting better. Then what the fuck are we doing in each other's life? You know, are we just holding each other in the same place and we're not? You know what I'm saying? Making anything out of life or progressing? Then that's not the life I want. So that's just what it is. But I'm looking for the videos at this point of me going to Planet Fitness. And like I said, the police was called on me for this issue. I'm trying to say this before or after I went with my ex-husband to take my son to Mississippi. We went down for a week. Went to the campus and showed him all around the campus and all of those things. But yeah, at this point, I'm looking for the video. I wonder if there's some type of like search bar I can put. Okay, so this was October 31st. So this was after all of this stuff occurred. This is right before I was attacked on December 15th, a couple of months before. But this was right after. This was right after. Let me pause. I'm gonna pause my Spotify. Yeah, this was October 31st. So August, I think I was spending a lot of time, as you can see me reading all of the DCFS papers and kind of correcting them once I had got them from them telling me that I was pretty much indicated and I was looking to appeal. So I started to read the information and just see all the lies and stuff that was in there about me. It's made it seem like I was a Spanish speaker. I didn't speak a lot of English. I didn't speak English well, and I was, was raised by, Hispanic parents or something. But actually, these were two of the people that was actually playing with my Spotify. And then there was another guy with some American shorts today that the police showed up. So yeah, they literally called the police on me. They're working out. I'm working out. I'm working out really hard and keep up with my stuff. I am considered correct. All right. So active is the app. So he's acting oblivious, like he doesn't know. But I said I was going to make a complaint. Oh, this is Mr. Calero. Calero is the man who called me and literally told me he better not catch me driving because he thought I didn't have a driver's license. And this is when I first moved in. They literally opened up my mail as if I didn't know that was called, and pretty much he called me and told me, oh, I shouldn't be driving because I showed him my ID and not my driver's license. You hear me talking about that I said something? Yeah. And the girl ended up, and I'm telling him the girl ended up walking out that day because as soon as I said something about it, she left. And I'm telling them to run the video back and look at it. But instead, they wrote me a no trespassing ticket. And I was the one who was eventually on a video followed in the bathroom by the police because they told me that I had to leave. Oh, here we go. November 5th. Officer Pinko here and Officer McKenzie. I have deployed Stevenson and I also have three people. So it's like I'm making this up. So it's like, police, are you specifically, sending people to bother me, to put my Spotify because I complained about it? or because someone else called the police on me and now you're trying to switch the situation back on me as if, to make it seem like there's no way if she's in Planet Fitness, the other people have moved out, and now there's someone else living up under me. And I went from one Planet Fitness to the other. I guess there's no possible way that someone is messing with her Spotify at each one of those places. Well, I don't think that's a fucking coincidence at all. You know what I'm saying? I feel like it's conspired. I feel like it's planned, and someone is literally, sending people to target me to just turn it off and be a fucking asshole for no fucking reason. So it's like, damn, I have to delete my Spotify and download a whole nother app in order for this situation to be resolved, in order to find a solution, because that's so sad, that you will sit there and try to make me seem like I'm mentally crazy, like I need some help. That's the reason why they have this big Glorious Children Hospital down here. These are the games that has been played on people for years and years, and some of these people actually believe, because that's what a man thinketh, so is he, believe that they are crazy, and have literally okayed and been okay with accepting the fact of someone has told them that they're mentally impaired or not capable of reaching certain levels or not capable of having certain education. And so they're just giving in to this fucking system. Ain't no fucking way you as a state got one of the biggest children mental health fucking hospitals in the motherfucking United States, literally. You get what I'm saying? Then that means that it's some issues within itself that hasn't been resolved, and issues that people are putting on people. Society is putting on itself. You get what I'm saying? So every time someone make a mistake, all you're doing is making that mistake seem worse than what it actually is. I mean, that's detrimental to a person in itself. It's hard for someone to even want to be successful or want to have success or work towards success if all you do is focus on their failures. If all you do is every time they make a mistake, you're looking to make them feel even worse about the mistake that they made than actually just showing them that it's progress. That's the paper that I was just writing yesterday for my class. I'm studying education of psychology, how the mind works, how we think, how do we cognitively think, how do kids cognitively learn, metacognition, what that means, to think about what you're thinking about, to think about when you're reading. You understand how to motivate kids in the classroom, instructional learning, different things like that. How to help kids progress and see failure as progression and not as failure. I actually wrote a paper about this because my teacher asked us, she told us to look at the 20 principles of teaching, APA. And I just watched a video about it last night. It was actually due the day before. But it's just been very stressful for me. Very just a lot of anxiety, a lot of me, feeling like, they're just trying to, find a reason to make me seem like I'm, mentally impaired or mentally crazy. I've been teaching for a school district for 4 years, and yeah, I went through a divorce, and yeah, I was abused by my ex, and yeah, CPS came into my life, and literally I had to, just give my son to my ex-husband full time. But I'm not crazy at all. I get up every morning with the intent of working out, with the intent of, worshiping God, with the intent of getting some of my schoolwork done, but not the intent of working out in a warehouse or a factory. Because like I said, that night, as if you've been watching any of my YouTube lives, you would know that I was threatened by my ex, and I was told to my son, have a good life, that he would never see me again, and that I would work in warehouses and factories like everyone else. That is definitely not my intentions, is to go into any agency and work at all. Page paper I have to write, teacher's journal we have to write every 3 weeks, of 3 chapters that we've studied, the prior chapters, and she gives us about 4 or 5 questions on that. And pretty much that's what I was writing about, last night. It's just, how kids are challenged by their mental. Like, you have to teach them mentally to believe that they're capable of learning something, right? That was like one of the first principles of teaching. And I literally wrote a paper about it, and it's kind of sad that I'm sitting here, actually living through the issues and seeing hardships that it calls on a child that is trying to, or maybe had the desire to want to learn and to want to be educated, but has been um, redirected by their society, and that society has about them specifically. Um, and that's putting belief, into a child. That's literally putting a certain belief into that child. And the reason why you couldn't see me is because I'm trying to pull up the paper. It says students' belief or perception about intelligence and ability affects their cognitive function. The goals that they can achieve is affected by their cognitive function and learning. And so that makes a lot of sense. It's like, if you're constantly telling me I'm not going to be something, I can't accomplish it, you don't believe in me, then, how can a person be teaching someone something and you don't even believe that they're able to accomplish the goal? What type of perception are you giving them? What type of mindset are you giving them? Definitely not confidence. Definitely not a sense of security. You're definitely not giving them anything like that. So, for me, it's like, there's no way I'm just going to sit here and be making this shit up. You know what I'm saying? This is just this past year. This has never happened to me in my life, in my entire life. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I've been having Spotify. I was going to Pelican Harbor for, several years. And so it's just like, so now, you want to buy, I think I download, no, I didn't have Spotify before. I had Pandora. So I'm old school. I had Pandora. And so I end up downloading Spotify. And, it's like, okay, I guess I have to just delete the app to solve the situation and maybe get Amazon Prime and make sure that no one can have access to my privacy. And that way, I don't have to continue to deal with these issues, but like business and people buying my Spotify. And then this lady that was living up under me that attacked me literally would just turn off my music. And the reason why I came on here to talk about it today is because I just woke up this morning in my kitchen and literally my music go off twice. And I'm not, you know what I'm saying? It's like I'm literally cleaning my kitchen, literally Cloroxing, putting my dishes in the dishwasher, getting my little pods, and bam, my music starts over, turns off, and then I have to start the song over. So who is doing this? Are you literally being told, like, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, there's a lot of undocumented people up here, so they're very scared. They probably do exactly what the police tell them to do. They probably, work for them. Who knows? And literally, just been told, so, they won't be put in a situation where they're threatened to have to leave the state or, go out of the country and stuff like that. I feel like all these threats and stuff are being made on people, which is very, very, very sad. And no, I never thought I would be speaking about this or talking about this, but I actually dated an undocumented citizen. And the fact that I'm going through this shit now makes me realize even more, how much that this stuff is really going on. You know what I'm saying? It makes me realize or open my eyes up to even much, like I'm not oblivious to shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not, like I said, crazy, not making this up. Not at all. You know what I'm saying? But what I am going to do is I'm just going to, and literally just make me new playlists on Amazon. I listen to Amazon Music anyway for a lot of my gospel music. That's actually what I go on Amazon Music for, because I was down at the Black Beauty store that they open right here on I can't think of the name, but it's one the only Black owned beauty store in this area that I know of. I think it may be one more they had just opened on Boughton, but if I'm not mistaken, this is the one and only. And I think I had met her because she was like driving Uber and she was like, I own a hair store, go check it out. And I went over and checked it out, and they always play gospel music in there. So every time I go in there, I get this sense of just peace or whatever. And so I asked the lady, I'm like, what station is this? And she was like, it's Modern Gospel on Amazon. So a lot of the mornings, this morning I just got up and turned on my Spotify. I was cleaning up and I just wanted to listen to one of my playlists. A lot of the mornings I just get up and turn on Amazon Music and play, let a lot of the gospel singers that I grew up with play songs. And I know a lot of the songs because I was raised in church and we did choir rehearsal every Wednesday and Sunday. And this is something that we practice. And so it becomes easier for you when you practice something, right? So if I'm going into choir rehearsal and every Saturday we're sitting in a choir and it's soprano, altos, tenors, and we're learning the words to the songs. We're learning, the at what how do you say it? I forgot when the letters and stuff. At what tone or whatever. I played the flute in band too. So you have all the alphabets or whatever, A, B, C, D, G, all the way up to like G, and you need to know the positionings of the flute. So that's the same thing with your voice, of knowing, how flat or how high or how low your voice should be. When you're singing in like, a whole choir, you got different sections, altos, tenors, and sopranos. So it definitely comes a lot easier. Or I've heard these songs, over the years, just growing up in church, growing up around my mom, my sister. This is the type of music that they listen to. This is what we grew up off of, Black gospel music. And so a lot of these songs I know. So I'll just wake up in the morning and this is how I worship and praise God. Just say a prayer, give God the glory. Even in the midst of all this situation, I'm still going to put him first. I'm still going to glorify his name. I'm still going to thank him for all the things that he's blessed me with, even now in the midst of it. Still thank him for just waking me up and giving me the movements of my limbs. This is a prayer my mom would always say. And, give me the mental capacity to think on a daily basis. So, it's just something I always just wake up and pray and like, oh, thank you, God, for another day. And, it's nothing I just say out loud. Sometimes I do. But sometimes it's just a prayer of just me, on the inside. But I guess I'm just going to have to, just stop or delete it or just stop using it and just find the artists on Spotify or my Amazon Music, because it seems that people don't have access to that particular application. But this particular application, they do. So if I continue to listen to it and then it continues to happen, in other places, then it'll make it seem like that I'm the crazy person. You know what I'm saying? Instead of it being some type of conspiracy, as if it was planned and I'm being targeted. From the time of the gym incident up until now, even with me going through the issues with my neighbors downstairs. And then just a few days ago when I went to Planet Fitness and worked out, you would see me going on Facebook Live every time I'm going down for the bench press, and then my music will switch like 6 times. So, we can blame it on technology and just say, oh, it's a technology mistake. But, my question was when I was on Facebook Live, is everyone Spotify in here doing this? Is anybody else having Spotify problems? Is anybody else getting their Spotify turned off? You get what I'm saying? So if it's not, then there is no way. That I go to Planet Fitness because I talk about what I do. TikTok, Facebook Live. Like I said, even my public defender says she's watching my TikTok. Even called me while I was on TikTok Live the other day. Not saying that she knew I was on there at that point, but it was kind of, like I don't see it as like not a coincidence, because basically you never call me ever. I'm the one who calls you most of the time, or reach out to you first, or email you first, or initiate any of our conversations. So for you to just call me and, oh, I really want to have a conversation. I posted the email on Facebook. Oh, really could talk on the phone about it. And let me, when you have time, to conversate on the phone. You know, I ended up calling her right back, and I left on her voicemail and just read it to her, you know, let her know. And basically, you know, they told me I'm getting this outpatient service and blah, blah, blah. It's all bullshit. It's all bullshit because if I was guilty, then you wouldn't be directing me towards being mentally impaired or unfit to stand a trial. You know what I'm saying? You're prolonging time. You know what I'm saying? You're pushing the issue. You're trying to see how long, you know what I'm saying? How long I'm going to stay strong. And that's what one of my um, Facebook friends told me. She went to high school with me. She went through a few of these issues with CPS and her child and her boyfriend. And she said, you know, I had to stop thinking emotional. She said, I had to start thinking logically. She said, because people will, you know, use your emotions against you and see, you know, what you do or how you trigger and, you know, or what, you know, makes you mad or sad or what stresses you out. You get what I'm saying? The triggers your emotions is what I'm saying. Like how you trigger, you know, what makes you happy, sad, what stresses you out, what makes you angry. And they will use that in order to, you know, try to frame you or label you as the person that they want you to be seen as. And it's a sad situation because, you know, I've never been, even when I was in middle school and high school, like I hung out with all the kids, whether they were athletes, you know, whether they were considered the smart kids, whether they was considered the lame, even the disability kids. I would go into the special education rooms all the time and just help out when we was in middle school. And, you know, I didn't treat any person any different. And that's just, you know, how I was raised and how I was grown up. It's like just the mentality of not to judge, just growing up in church, of having that mentality that God is the only person that can judge any human out here. So I went there, you know, like judge. Now facts is facts, and the life that, you know, we see and the things that's going on in this world, then obviously need to be discussed, obviously need to be talked about in order to find solutions. All this racial injustice, which is what I'm going through right now. I'm being, you know, pointed out as being unfit or crazy, you know, or, you know, making up situations to make it, to downplay the fact that I'm actually going through this. You know what I'm saying? To downplay the situation that is actually happening. The fact that I can't apply for any jobs, real jobs. My background check will be ran, and you know what I'm saying? And pretty much won't have a job. The fact that if I try to go outside of my school district and work for another school district, they could easily run my background check, and that would be a problem. So I'm sure. I think someone told me like fast food restaurants maybe, or like what are they called? Uh, you know, like your dining places or whatever. Just not like, you know, really upscale, but whatever, like waitresses or waiters and stuff like that. Um, don't check backgrounds. But never, you know, I've never seen myself as a waitress. I've never seen myself, you know, working. I worked for fast food for 4 years when I was in high school, and I left that in high school. I worked for Southern Fried Chicken 2008 and Southern Classic Chicken 2008 and saved up all my checks to go to college. And so when I went to college, there was no intentions of me, you know, coming back to work a job that, you know, wasn't a business or wasn't me pursuing something using my degree. That was my whole point of going to sonography programs and nursing programs when I first came up here, because they were schools that if you already had your 4-year degree, you could take a test and then you could go to school for sonography or go to school for nursing. And my ex, he just wasn't, my ex-husband, supportive of it. So I had my son. So it's like, if my ex-husband's not supportive, then where the hell is my son going to go when I'm trying to pursue the schooling? And these schools were in class. So therefore you had to, you know, he had to come up with a schedule with me in order for it to work. And there was just no support there. Actually, I tried to start a business, and his dad was more supportive of the situation than he was. The reason why I remember that is because that's the day that my son started walking. We were at one of the business meetings in another state. And why I say dad was supportive, because his dad actually the whole family and took us on a trip to go to the damn meeting. So he was more supportive of the issue, and the mom wasn't, and so that kind of pushed my ex-husband from not being supportive. And now come to find out, um, I'm on TikTok live and I'm talking about this situation, and my son's sister found me on TikTok and asked me to come to her daughter's baseball game at Brooks, which is one of the schools was a guest teacher at. I taught there, and that's the school that literally Miss Pike is there, the math department, who walked in my classroom, because people don't like to go to this school because it's overly diverse with us, and we can be challenging. And so a lot of guest teachers may choose to take it off their list or don't see it as something that they can manage. Issues there, other than one time this Hispanic girl called me a bitch, and then I had to go and talk to the principal about that. Because yeah, I think I kind of got off task. You have to stay focused on, you know, the goals and targets and achievements for your classroom. Like, you can't, do what you would do outside of the classroom. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it wasn't like, oh, bitch, what's up, bitch? Like, it was like, like, who this bitch thinks she is? Like, I actually come here to help you because you're in a lower math than you should be. That's what I'm here, to do, if you want me to be honest. But you know what I'm saying? It's like, kids, are going to be kids. So, you have to just ignore the ignorancy, like ignore, exchange, or don't exchange, the ignorancy for ignorant. Like, don't, stoop down to their level. It's not worth it. That's what they want to see. They want to see you come down to their level. They want to see you, you know what I'm saying, fail. That is, you know, good for them, obviously, because it's I feel like, it's been taught into your family. You're a failure. You're never going to be anything. Are you good for is looking cute, and you're going to need a man to take care of you. Like, if you're throwing that stuff in your child's face, then that's what they're going to believe. You know what I'm saying? So if they have that attitude and that mentality when they're walking around, that is the type of attitude and mentality they're going to project out on other people. So it's like, I don't know you. I didn't teach you these things, but you're showing me what you're being taught. You're showing me your behaviors and your beliefs. You're showing me what you believe in. You're showing me the people that are around you and what they're teaching you by how you're reacting and by how and what you're doing, right? Okay, so I'm showing you that I'm not gonna fucking give up on myself, because I ain't never seen a person in my family that did. Okay, I'm showing you that I'm nowhere near motherfucking crazy, because my auntie is a retired dialysis. My sister is a registered nurse. My mom was a CNA, and that was the reason why I wanted to go to Mississippi State and be the doctor of the family. But when I realized, that I wanted to be married and have a family, and how much more money and time of school to pursue a doctorate, let alone a master's in education, is 2 years. If I was to pursue a doctorate, that's 12 years of school, 4 years of residency, and hundreds of thousands of dollars. And so for me, to say that I'm just going to give up on myself, that's just not my behavior or my belief. That's not the God I serve. That's not the guy I was raised up with, to tell me to give up on myself over what some man say about me. I don't care, judge, police, public defender, the people that you seeing, whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's certain things I just block out and I don't accept, even if you say them about me. You get what I'm saying? I just don't accept it as a person. Obviously, you're just projecting your insecurities out of me, and you're finding a way, you know what I'm saying, that to try to make me feel bad about myself. Because if you were here in love, then I would feel that. If you were here to build me up in peace, then I would feel that. Okay. So I can tell when you're smiling in my face and you're saying something to me. You get what I'm saying? But in actuality, your heart's not there. Okay. Your feelings not there. Okay. You don't believe even what the fuck you're saying about the situation. So that's a problem in itself, to just project your insecurities out on people. But anyway, my son's sister invited me to this to the softball game, and that was the day I had sectionals, and I was going to actually coach and then drive over there. And then when I was texting her, she literally said, I hope you don't have a problem, because he comes and he brings CJ. And of course, he's coming. He likes to support Maya. He will always go to Maya's functions. I will go with them and stuff. And so I was like, no, that's probably not a good idea, because I don't supposed to be like close to my ex. So I'm like, she's like, yeah, maybe we could just meet up another time. Yeah, that's cool. Like we'll just meet up a different time. But like I said, she had reached out to me the other day on TikTok Live when I was talking about this, and that's what she said. She was like, don't let it break you. She's like, keep your head up. It's like, don't let people get to you, because it's not worth it. It's not worth it. And so I'm gonna keep coming on here and I'm gonna keep talking about it. I'm gonna keep having conversations about it and doing what I need to do in order to make a stance for myself. If nobody else make a stance for me, I know how to speak for myself. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I know that God has my back, my front, my side, protecting me. No weapon formed against me shall prosper. And those things I stand on every day. I can do all things through Christ that strengthens me. That's another one. Yea, do I walk through the valleys of the shadows of death, I should fear no evil, for thou art with me. All right. That rising thy steps shall comfort me. That prepares a table before me in the presence of my enemy, and my cups running over. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, as long as I dwell in the house of the Lord. And so that's Psalm 23. That's one that we got taught when we was very young. Pray all the time. My mom loved Psalms 100. Oh, give thanks unto the Lord, all ye that comes. I serve the Lord with gladness. Come before us, say with thanksgiving. It's another one, but Psalms is a whole lot of just praise. How to praise God. And then Proverbs is the things that you probably shouldn't do. The difference between a fool and a smart person, right? And so a fool do this, and a intelligent person do this, and a fool do this, and a intelligent person do this. So if you read the Book of Psalms, then it really talks about all those things that God doesn't see in His eyes as being good. So that's another scripture. And then we used to of course, Genesis, the first book, but five Gospels, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. I pastor preach out of those a whole lot coming up, being raised in the church. And even, Revelations, the end of days, and how, people are going to try to control you with certain systems and different things like that. So, it's definitely prevalent, what we're coming into. And the fact that I saw on TikTok the other day, this woman said it, and she said it right. She said, look, they've been researching HIV for 40 years. They ain't came up with damn vaccine. They've been researching the flu for over 100 years. They haven't came up with damn vaccine. They got the worst flu or the worst cold out there right now, right? That's been on the market for a year, killed over 130 some thousand people. And you guys have a vaccine, but you don't have a vaccine for AIDS, and you don't have a vaccine for flu, but you got a vaccine for something that just killed 136,000 people in 1 year. So that means doctors, what's going on? That's not, like a good place to be in our society. A good thing to think about. You can come up with a vaccine for something that just killed 136,000 people in 1 year, but you can't come up with a vaccine for something that's been in our world for 40 years, 100 years. But it's just well said. Just how fucked up the system is, how corrupt this society is, and I'm living in it firsthand. It's like literally once they get you into their system, it's like they can just twist and turn you, and kind of treat you like a little puppet or something, and try to you know, do as they say, when they say, how they say, and what they say goes, and you have no right in the matter. You don't get to speak. Anything you say and can will be used against you in the court of law, right? You have a right to remain silent. Anything you say and can and will be used against you in the court of law. Even though those Miranda rights was never read to me when those handcuffs were put on me, when I was touched, and I threw my phone up asking my neighbor to call my sister because I knew my sister would fly here and come and bum me out if need be so. Definitely, she has my back like that because she know the sacrifice that I made in college. Even when I was going through college, I was helping my brother out when he went to jail. putting money on his books, making sure he has soap, the boxers, anything he called me for. Like I said, I still have all the letters in my room right now. Every letter that we ever wrote to each other. When he got, a certificate in while he was in jail, he sent it to me. You know, saying that, like I'm learning, like I'm doing better or whatever. And I still have all those things. Because that's what's meaningful to me, seeing people better in their lives, seeing people progress, seeing people being better than what they were the year before, is what I tend to um, just love. I love seeing that. I find peace in that. You see that right behind me, faith, hope, and love. Um, and the greatest of all these is love. That's scripture in the Bible, right? Faith, hope, and love, and the greatest is love. So I also wanted to get Psalms 23rd. I actually found two on Walmart.com, and I wanted to put both of them like on both sides with like a cross, and then maybe put some lights up there. Because like I said, that's the scripture I learned when I probably could barely talk. Psalms 23rd, in that prayer, yea, though I walk through the valleys of the shadows of death, I will fear no evil, for thou is with me. Listen to what that says. Yea, though I walk through the valleys of the shadows of death, I will fear no evil, for thou is with me. Thy rod and thy staff shall comfort me, right? When Moses walked with that rod and that staff in the Bible, and it turned into steak, and he turned that water into wine, when he opened up the sea, when he was leading his people out of from Pharaoh, from being slaves, from Pharaoh, leading them to the promised land. They before me in the presence of my enemies. My cups runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy will follow me. Goodness and mercy. And even in all this, God has gave me mercy. He continued to help me pay my bills. He continued to keep putting a roof over my head. He continued to keep providing for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't have to have 100 pair of shoes, and I don't have to have the latest hair designs and lashes and the nails and all that. You know what I'm saying? My necessities. You don't understand. A person who was living with their parents and moved 10 times before the age before the age of 10. Literally, stability is, way more important to me than wants or materialistic things will ever be. So that's just who I am. And that's just who I was raised to be. I saw my mom start over so many times, having nothing and, building out of something. And, it was a lot because she was just trying to be a mother to men, and they needed a father. They needed someone to lead them. And so by them being in the streets and making bad decisions, the landlords that she was renting from could not, because she was trying to put us in good areas. You know what I'm saying? She was trying to get us nice houses and nice places to stay. She didn't really, my mom's never put us in something that I felt like I couldn't live in. Like I was just watching in Texas. I don't know if you guys seen that on the news, where there's a street, there was a railroad, and there was no streets or roads on the ground. And if you see the houses that they were living in, none of these people wanted to come out and talk. Why? They were probably embarrassed of the place that they were living. My mom, even being a single mom, has never put us in a place where we were embarrassed, to bring our friends, or embarrassed, to, have company or know where we lived, or, didn't love where we stayed. She made sure we had nice things. She made sure. And so my brothers, who she couldn't barely control, would just go out and do street stuff. And the police would be involved, and then she would have to move, because the landlords just didn't want to deal with the situation, and that's understood. I wouldn't want to deal with it either. If someone was, trying to come through my window, or trying to do things that they shouldn't. So it's like, at that point, what does she do? She just get up, move on, and start over. And so that's what she did for us, to make sure that we were okay, to make sure that all of our needs were met. She did. Even when I was in high school, like, my teachers thought I was the only child. I'm like, nope, I got a little sister coming through middle school. She coming. She in middle school. She coming. My sister came in, and she was like freshman, prom queen, So she was like most popular and had good grades. And still, I guess, you know, just didn't think education was for her. And she like dropped out. She was the only one of the girls that dropped out. But then ended up working at a bank for several years. And that's what she do now. So I have a phone call, but I guess I'll answer that. I'll call them back. Um, but yeah, so call you. I'll call you later. But yeah, so and that was my sister. But like, you know, just coming up, you know, in that environment and when I was in high school, my mom was so there for us that like I said, my teachers thought I was the only child. So she definitely made a lot of sacrifices for us. And just, you know, did more than what she probably had to do to make sure we had a better life than what was expected for us to have. So, you know, I really just I thank her for that, you know, and I really want to like give back to her one day, you know, and show her that, you know, that's what I do. Like I care, you know. I told her that, you know, if my income starts to be more available, then I'll just send her money every month since she doesn't want to leave Mississippi. And that'll just take some just, you know, stress off of just the bills and stuff that she has to pay and stuff like that that she has down there because she was going through some issues where she was homeless there for a minute. And so I was like, I wasn't even going to go to Mississippi. I was going to see could I just wait out a year and wait until next year because after once your license expires, you have up into a year to renew it. So even though maybe if I would have got pulled over and they were like giving me no license ticket, I literally still had a year to renew it without having to take the driver's license test over or drive again to have my driver's license. So I was going to just wait until I went through all of this bullshit court and all of that and, you know, start back working and all that and just go next year, you know, when I just have more of a peace of mind and I can just really be around people and enjoy. You know, I don't want to like be around people and then like bring them down because I'm going through a situation or that's all, you know, we conversate about and stuff like that. So I was like, when I found out that she was like really homeless, I'm just like, Mom, like what? You know, and so I went down there and I got her. When I got my license, I went straight to where she was, and I'm like, so you coming back with me? Because like homeless is not that. Like, you know, I'll sacrifice, do what I need to do, to make sure that you don't have to worry about nothing. And she just doesn't want to leave Mississippi. That's all that is. She really gave it some thought. I got a hotel for us, and we stayed in the hotel, and then she ended up just going to my sister's house. So she doesn't want to live with my sister, and that's an issue in itself. She want to live by herself, so she wants to have her own. And she just end up just going over there. She doesn't like that my sister takes advantage of her and leaves her son with her without permission and will leave and be gone, you know, for time and time and time. And it's no way my mom can like go out and go and find her or get her or, you know, do anything. She don't want to do anything, you know, to make the situation worse, but she don't want to be taken advantage of either. And so that's her reason for like wanting to live alone and stuff. She's always calling me like, Taddy just left Derek here and like he's, you know, I don't know where she at and she ain't been back, you know. So it's like I hear that it's just like, you know, it's I guess stress for her because she's like she raised all her kids, you know what I'm saying? Like if she's gonna do it, then like let her know and let her be okay with it. And if she's not okay with it, respect that and know that, you know, that's your son and you need to take care of him if nobody else takes care of him. You don't get to just decide, oh, I got something coming up and mama's going to take care of my child, you know. So but that's just a difficult situation in itself. So, and my mom and my auntie, the retired dialysis, they, you know, they, I don't know, but they never really just got along. My sister, I mean, they've been like kind of like best friends, but not best friends. Like, I don't even know how you want to put it. Like when my mom went to had her blood stopped flowing in her head, and she had to have brain surgery. She was actually in a magazine. When right after my sister was born, my youngest sister, and she had to learn how to walk and talk all over again. She had to learn how to write. Her whole right side of her body had paralyzed. So I lived with my grandmother, and then my sister lived with my auntie. So my grandmother raised me, um, and she passed away when I was 10. I remember only we was laying in the bed together, and I literally saw her close her eyes, and she never woke up again. And um, that was my grandmother, and she raised me, and then my sister raised my auntie raised my sister up until my mom could like walk and talk and all that again. And then she started to do her CNA, and she took us both in, and she raised us and did what she needed to do. And me, my sister, my brother Willie, and my brother Mike, and my older brother and sister, they were already grown, living their own life. My older sister would help out during the summer. She would come and get us and take us to Clarksdale, where she lived in Mississippi. And we would like, I remember these two twins like babysitting us. They were like the best. Like they would like do all these little fun projects with just different arts and crafts, and take us out to play and stuff like that, and take us swimming and stuff like that when we were younger, like over the summer. Um, my sister was working as a licensed nurse, and so she had her and her best friend had rented out this trailer in the country, and they had put the trailer on some land, and her best friend family lived all on this land or whatever. And so she had a licensed practical nurse job in a hospital somewhere around there. And she just, had the money. And so she would say, Mom, like, don't worry about it. Like, I'm getting baby and Taddy for the summer. They're fine, and she would take us like school shopping and make sure, we had clothes for the beginning of the year and all that, just to take, that extra pressure, extra stress off of my mom with raising us, because she had us like in her late 40s. And so, you get older and you don't really just have their energy to just, I guess, be active and stuff like that with younger kids. Because, at that point we were still young. We wanted to be outside playing and, stuff like that. So she did that for us for a long time. But like I said, I really never outside of just me saying it. So that was my point of just driving all the way down there. I'm like, I'm just gonna go ahead and do it. I'm like, I'm gonna see if she want to come back up here with me. My whole time I'm thinking, when I'm on my way down there, it's like, does she really, want to come back? And if she do, like, what type of steps or what type of action it will take, for her to feel comfortable and, feel like she's not putting any extra pressure on me, and just making sure she just has everything she needs. Because that's what I'm gonna do, whatever she needs. So I can go do this. She already know. You ain't got to tell me number one time when it comes to my mom, when it comes to my family. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm go out of the way. And that's my thing. That's why I feel like, I'm glad I've had this time to like step back. Because like now I know, like, when people are taking advantage of me or trying to use me or abuse the situation, or when it's not real. When it's not real love, it's good to see. It's good to experience fake love. It's good to experience fake support. You know what I'm saying? Because now you really know the difference. You know the difference. You feel the difference. You can literally perceive the difference and someone being, what I'm saying, genuine with you, and someone's just, doing it just for show, just because they feel like they have to, or feel like the first time I think I ever felt it was from my mother-in-law. It's sad to say, but it was. Like, I'm like, damn, I'm supposed to be your in-law. Like, what a real love at. But it is what it is. Like, it was like these compliments, but they really wasn't like genuine compliments. Like, I'm complimenting you, but I really don't want to say this because I'd rather it be me than you. I had threw my stepdaughter a birthday party at Chuck E. Cheese, actually right down the street here from where I'm living. Did a whole little princess birthday party for her. and it was after church, so I was all like dressed up and nice looking. And so I guess the scenery, the idea of it, it was her complimenting me, but not in a way where um, her maybe her face said smile, but her feelings or her actions didn't really say that she was happy about it. If that makes sense. Um, and maybe it was because she had raised Maya for a long time, or a couple of years there. They actually told their parents, to go off and get higher education, so that they can come back and be able to take care of Maya the way they should be. And so Christopher went to Jackson State University at first, which I had a full scholarship there. He played basketball and he ended up breaking his ankle. This is my son's father. And literally, where else did he go? Oh, he came back up here and went to North Central for a year. I think that's in Naperville. And I think he was coming back because the baby was being delivered, but at this time I didn't know he had a child. Then he came back to Mississippi, and then we met, and then he lied to me. Well, he didn't lie to me; he just never told me the truth because I didn't know about his child until after we were married and we were sitting in Atlanta, coming back from our honeymoon. So that's a sad situation. So that tells you how much, I didn't get on. I don't have a Facebook. I don't have any social media because the Facebook or the social media or the millennium person would have been, on Facebook looking for his name and looking to see who he's dated and looking to see if he has any kids and blah blah. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just not that person. But I see I'm probably gonna have to start being that person living in the world we live in today. Like, okay, what's your name? As soon as you tell me your name, I need to be looking you up and running the background check. And I actually paid for background checker because I wanted to see like my brother's record. I think my brother wanted me to look up his record and see what was on it. And see like after he had did his bid, he did like 7 years. Was it like all the way clear or what does it say? And it literally says something like FBI has a right to listen to his calls at like all times. And like it says like all his alias names and like all that stuff. And so I actually end up looking up the two people who attacked me. So the girl seems like her name's all clear, but the guy got like armed robbery things for days. So I think that's probably what I'm going to start doing, like when I first meet people, or like these people that I just met these recent. Like, okay, are you who you say you are? Look on your Facebook page and see, like this man who, like I told you, who wanted me to be his mistress, texted me last night, like, hey, I missed you. How are you doing? I don't need to plug on Facebook. Like, are you who you say you are? I told his ass, I hope you and your family have a good time. Take care. Like, I'm done. Like, I'm not going to, like, what? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not the one for you to play. Go play with your kids and play with your wife. Don't play with my fucking emotions. I'm not the one. So, I don't have time for that. Like, what I'm saying? If you want to be with somebody, you want to be with somebody, but don't, like, play me like I'm no fucking fool. Like, no, I'm not going to be your side chick, your side piece, your mistress, your misery, your whatever fuck you want to call it. It's not me. So never have, never was, never want to be somebody's side bitch or, being a poly something. How you say that? Monogamous, polygamous, I don't know, polygamous or whatever. What they feel like it's okay for them to date multiple women. Like I was just looking on Facebook the other day, and it talked about this woman who was saying, or this is their mindset, this is how they think, this is their behaviors and their beliefs. And I realized I have to be like really, really educated on like different cultures and stuff, and be mindful of that when I'm working in these schools, because you have women who are taught that this is the way of life. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I'm his wife, and your lady on TikTok, and she was like dancing to that, and she was like, oh, I'm his wife, and I got to pick his other wives. And so it was like five of them. And I don't know if it's like a Muslim religion or something like that. And don't get me wrong, like we learned about it in school, polyandrous and all that different things and how men date, marry multiple women and all that stuff like that. That's live your life. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just not life for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I have nothing against what your life is. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you like it, I love it. That's what my mom always said. That's what you like, baby. I love it. Okay. So I love it for you. Not for me. That's just what it is. Like so. At this point, I feel like that's what I'll be doing from now on. We're gonna run background checks. We're gonna Facebook you. I'm seeing who you are is who you are before I fucking talk to you because the world that we live in today is like really, really fucked up. But I ain't never been that person where I'm sneaking and see where you at and following you. Who? I'm not gonna waste my motherfucking time. Like, mm-mm. But anyway, what I was gonna say. Oh, the lady on Facebook, she was saying like, oh, just because you have sex with somebody, that doesn't mean you don't love your spouse. So she was like, another lady on there was like getting on her. It's like, I can't believe you have these type of mental, like she called it like mental health. Like you got problems if you think it's okay to go out and just be having sex with some, random guys when you got a whole man at home that you call yourself loving. Like once you say you love that person and that's who you want to be with, then I think that's probably a timeout, not to be with several other people while you're with that person. Like that's the person you say you love, then go to that person you say you love for sex. You know what I'm saying? Go to that person. They got FaceTime now. Foreplay on the motherfucker. I don't know. Do what the fuck you gonna do? But you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, don't fuck with my emotions because I'm just not that person. Like, you want me to what? You know what I'm saying? Like, you just get to call me or text me when you, no. Like, then you got a whole wife. I'm good. But, she was just saying, like, how, I guess love and sex is different. You can love someone and be with them and have sex with someone and not be in love with them and still be with the person you love, and the sex that you have with another person doesn't hinder or hurt what you from being in love or being with the person that you love. So for me, that's even hard to say. Like what? Like what? Like what? But anyway, the girl was just saying like, yeah, you obviously like she saw it as a mental problem. But like I said, I have to realize that some women are raised this way in certain religions. It's part of their religion to like there's a lot of stories in the Bible where you see where you know being dated multiple women and had kids by multiple women and so I don't know if they use that as um a way of justifying the idea, or it's just been centuries and centuries and centuries of that upon their religion or upon their ethnicity. But if that gives you peace and you're comfortable with that, internally, you have no problem with it and it doesn't affect you mentally, then live your life, honey. Live your life and, be the man of with 5 wives and 10 wives. I mean, you got, a lot of the black artists that's, coming out and accepting it and being okay with it, and the women accepted it and being okay with it. I was watching the black DNC the other night, and it was one of the hosts was talking about one of the artists and how like the household, is barely getting enough money to take care of the household, even though they're staying at home moms with their kids, but he has like 10 of them. So imagine how much money he's having to pay out, and if he's not making that much, then they're not really, what I'm saying, like You can go out and make $2,500 on your own. It's like if I'm going to even accept being in that position, then it's going to be more than $2,500 coming through my household because I can go out and make that. You get what I'm saying? Like progression. Like not we ain't trying to stay in the same place. We trying to get better every year. You know what I'm saying? Like with the intent of having the stability, $2,500 supporting you and your child. You know, and you're dating this guy who wearing $100,000 worth of jewelry. You know, who driving $200,000 cars, and all you getting is $2,500 in your household as a mother and your child. That's crazy. That's just unbelievable for me. And I, you know, totally. I've been talking about other things, but definitely I want to get on here and talk about the Spotify and what happened ever since last year. I guess starting around October, even before that during the summer when my neighbors were bothering me, and then I get up this morning and obviously when I was at the other Planet Fitness that I go work out in, one gentleman came right over in the 30-minute circuit, sat right there. And I'm not sure if it was him or not, but as soon as I said something about it, he got up and he walked out. So it's like, how is that random? You know, and it's different people. It's not the same person. And so I don't know how many people you know and how many people you can send towards me, black, white, Hispanic, you know, or any ethnicity, to just watch me. I don't know the people. I don't know you. And just fuck with my Spotify. So I guess, you know, I'm just going to have to find my artists on Amazon Music and, you know, just let Spotify go along, because, you know, I want these people who are literally sending me for outpatient services, you know, use it against me and say, oh, well, this is evidence of why, you know, we think she's crazy and have mental issues. Not at all. I taught in your school district for 4 years. You ain't labeled me crazy then. You ain't labeled me crazy when you were calling me literally when you saw that I was off. You saw that I didn't take no job that day and you calling me because you want me to come to work. Okay? But Romeoville ain't labeled me crazy when they wanted me to come when I was working for Amazon in Michigan. They wanted me to come back and do proctoring tests for all the kids. And that was just last year. That was just last year when all this stuff was going on. You know what I'm saying? So don't sit here and try to label me crazy because you abuse your authority and now it's on video. You know, you're sitting here lying and making up lies. You know, I'm a person, just be straight with me. Be straight with me. That's it. That's what I ask. I you know, like none of this was the intent, you know, to make someone look bad, to make someone, you know what I'm saying? Like I was literally calling the police because I felt like I was being harassed and abused. And I wanted this man out of my house. Simple as that. You don't get that? You know, just because I'm dark skinned doesn't mean I'm excited or be happy about I wasn't raised in a family like that. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't. Not at all. And then come to find out, it was one day around that time where I literally had went to the leasing office and I was talking to her, you know, about I think a letter that she wrote me, pretty much stated that if I didn't have a conversation with her, then it was some type of basically saying maybe she had a right to like put me out or something. Anyway, I went to her. She was like, you know, as long as you just have a conversation with me about what happened, it won't be no problem. So I go up there and I have a conversation with her, and then I'm coming back, and these same people, you know, who had attacked me, literally, she was chasing her boyfriend out of the house. Titties was all out, and guess what? She was screaming, "I'm gonna call 911 on you. I'm gonna call 911 on you." And he literally almost like ran her over and drove away. Like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know if it was like mockery or if it was something that was real that was going on between them. and they was really arguing because she kept like screaming and stuff about him like going out and cheating on her and stuff like that. And I'm not sure who, you know, he was with or where he was with or whatever, but you know what I'm saying? Maybe that was the case. Maybe that's why she was mad. Maybe that's why, she took her anger out on me. But I had no intentions, to take any of my anger out on her. Like, like I'm not upset with you. I'm upset with this man who knocked out my fucking teeth and put holes in my wall and can't pay a fucking bill here, but can sit down and play his fucking PlayStation for 10 fucking hours, but can't get up and go to work on time. And I changing my schedule, for a year because you done went through 6 fucking jobs, and I'm the only source of transportation that you have. Like, you can't keep a job without me being at the job with you. Like, what is the problem? Like, you can't be a man without someone else. You need someone to help you, man up and make man decisions. It doesn't make sense to me. That doesn't make sense at all. Then obviously I should be dating. Maybe I'm too much woman for these so-called quote unquote men that's out here, which is sad to say. Maybe, a lot of people have been raised to be more of a woman than they need to be. And obviously the men have been raised to be taken care of, and not come out, and wanna. And this guy wasn't even black; he was Panamanian. Don't even associate himself with being black. I see a lot of Africans don't associate themselves with being black. A lot of people from Puerto Rico or the central parts of America, the southern parts of America, they don't associate themselves with being black. So I don't know if that's just saying that their behaviors and beliefs are different. Religion is different. I guess the way they're raised, culture, the things that they eat, the clothes they wear is different. But that's funny to me because it seems that culturally, the way you wear your hair and the way you dress and all of that is a lot of black culture. You know what I'm saying? But then you don't associate with being black, but the side, the culture that you choose in order to go out in society in is our culture, but you don't associate yourself with being it. So that's kind of fucked up, for you to wear the clothes and dress and the hairstyles and all of that. But you say you don't, you're not black or you're not, you don't associate with it. That's really really crazy to me. But anyway, I just want to come over here and talk about the Spotify and the story and how it led up to it. Because it's definitely been this past year. It may have started like over the summer or so, or it may have started. No, it started after Miguel left. I would say he wasn't here any of the time my Spotify was being messed up. No, because I would have remembered, and he would have been trying to figure out what was going on because he's a real technology person. Um, so no, it wasn't the whole time, and he left around August 8th. And like I said, a Hispanic police came in here and probably told him that my civil rights order was served, and pretty much told him if he did go to court, he was probably going to have issues. So he voluntarily gave up my key, and he left, and he never came back here. And then maybe a couple of weeks later, they delivered the civil rights no contact order to my apartment. How funny! So if that is coincidence, that just happens just because you tell me that just happened just because. But I believe that's all planned out and not and transpired um, above a group of people um, who didn't take it lightly that I was calling the police on my abuser and thought that I was using it as a fun tactic or or getting some type of excitement out of it. But I don't see why, because if anything, it makes me angry, and I didn't never just want to walk around angry and upset. Like I don't like, my face is very straight. I don't smile a lot, but I'm not like unhappy. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't wake up with the intent of looking for something to be mad about. You like no. So maybe you took it the wrong way when I called the police, but his mom told me to call the police. His mom literally was outside of my house. His mom and his dad, his stepdad came over here, and his mom kept telling him to come out of my house. I kept telling him, your son is, abusing me. He did knock my teeth out my mouth. I told her, and she he wouldn't listen to her, so she said, "Call Policia." That's what she told me. So I don't know. He said at one point when I answered the phone, after he stalked me for a while, he said that it was like it was a joke. I didn't take it as a joke. I didn't take none of this as a joke. None of this was a joke for me. None of this was funny. None of this was helpful. You know what I'm saying? So why would she be screaming, call the policia if it's a joke? Like I literally got a teeth hanging from my fucking gums. And you think this is a fucking joke? You know what I'm saying? Literally, you didn't threaten my fucking son and you think this is a fucking joke? Huh? I don't think none of it's a fucking joke. I want you to get your ass up out my house because this shit ain't funny. Ain't none of them funny. Not at all. I don't take it kindly that at all. Seriously, I don't want shit to do with you. You were fucking non-existent to me. You will never be a part of my life again. Ever. Period. I will treat your ass with a long handle spoon and show you unconditional love from distance. Motherfucking hard. Sure is. Sure is. Definitely. Don't want nothing to do with you. Not at all. Don't feel a feeling of wanting to feel, wanting to be with you, or none of that. No. My motherfucking teeth dislocated from my gum. It took a couple of months to fall the fuck all the way out. Literally. You touching me inappropriately in front of my motherfucking son. He coming back and doing these same motherfucking behaviors to me. But you want me to have your kid? You got me fucked up. So what? We can teach him how to go pull shit out of the garbage can, bring it into the house, and use it? No, I don't want to teach my kids that. No, I don't. And yeah, I might have came from one of the poorest states in the motherfucking United States, but my mama made sure we had what we needed. And she didn't give us no motherfucking hand-me-downs. She sure did. Because guess what? She knew that we deserved better. Even though society and circumstances weren't allowing that shit, she made sure that we knew that we deserved better. But maybe you not fucking okay with it, and maybe you okay with accepting where society thinks you supposed to fucking be, but not me. Somebody got to change the motherfucking game, right? That's why we got black people on baseball teams now, basketball, all that. We got a lot of black teachers. See, I grew up with a lot of black teachers. I did. I remember Mr. Brooks, Coach Gates, Miss Downey, a lot of them. My chemistry teacher, kindergarten through elementary. So, you mean to tell me it can't be done? It's not accomplishable? I should settle? Nope, I'm not. I'm good. If it's not purposeful, I ain't gonna do it. Working in the warehouse and factory is not purpose for me. It was supplemental. It wasn't purpose. So maybe like, Don't see it at all. I don't even see it on my kids, so I don't. I'm good. Good over here. Like I said, I got a Nissan Sentra. I live outside my car. I got heat and air conditioning. I'll put a motherfucking seats back and I will make a whole motherfucking bed. I know how to survive. I know the difference between a motherfucking need and a motherfucking want. A lot of people got that confused. Like this shit. A motherfucking want. I had a $50 motherfucking phone bill before I met my ex. And he drove these motherfucking iPhones in my face. And so I was trying to be nice for his birthday. And I went and signed a contract at Verizon. Motherfucking want. That's biting in my ass right now. Oh, okay, I'm supposed to have a dentist appointment Monday. That's what that call was about. I've been looking for different dentists and see can they pull the teeth and then replace it with something. Maybe I'll get on a payment plan for that. So I had to start calling like when it first happened, but I think the embarrassment was kind of like pissing me off, and so I didn't want to like react the wrong way with the dentist because I was still angry and mad about it. But now I'm looking over it. I can just pull it out. Here on see, bam, I'm over it. It's just a fucking teeth. It can be replaced, redone, fixed. These motherfuckers getting whole new bodies now. I mean, literally paying for a whole new body. Their body ain't even their body no more. They face ain't even their face no more. You know, so obviously these doctors out here can make miracles as long as you got the cash. They want the money. Like even I went to the hospital about this. This happened like 2 years ago. And I don't know if it's like due stress or whatever, but all my hair came out. Like literally. My hair is like normally about shoulder length. And after I do my divorce, I don't know if I was just like my mind was like mentally like, oh my God, your life's about to change. What's next? You up here, you don't know a lot of people what you gonna do. And I think it just started coming out. Literally my bane was like this high. The middle of my hair, like this thin. So I started doing crochets, and I thought it was very hilarious because crochets took my hair out when I was younger. Because this woman, when they first came out, this woman tried it on my head, and she didn't know what she was doing, and so she just put a whole lot of knots in it. So I had to like cut it out because I remember getting my first perm like after that. Like my mom just went ahead and just relaxed my hair. But I used to have like just long, natural, curly hair, and so when my hair is like naturally curly, like if it's not like relaxed. And she used to like put it in a little twist, like the plaits, and then you twist it up with little bow reds at the end. So a little bow reds, my hair would be like right here on the side of my little bow reds. And I don't think I have those pictures. I think my sister had them. My older sister, my auntie, they used to keep all the pictures of us, of the ones we had. A lot of our pictures got burned up in this personal care home because this man named Chicken Man. He's not a chicken man. I guess he liked chicken, but he was a vet. And my mom, grandma used to take in vets and just make sure they had a place to stay and eat and stuff like that. And he burnt the back of the house up, and so a lot of our baby pictures and stuff got burned in the house. But yeah, so my hair came out, so I started to wear crochets. I went to the African shop up here. I used to get my hair braided all the time. Like even when I was in college, the guys were surprised. They were like, "We thought you was bald headed." Like from my freshman year all the way up to like my sophomore year, I just wear braids because I don't like to do my hair. My mom would take us to my uncle's wife house or girlfriend house named Bebe to get our hair braided all the time. Like every 2 weeks, she braids our hair $20, $40, give us all these little nice designs and beads, little girl style. And then like when we have like church and stuff like that, she would take us to this little beauty shop, and then they would relax it and make it all black and give us like a nice little pretty roller wrap, and that's what we go to church in. So I've never just been like in the mirror like doing my hair. Like I know like I used to like do micro braids in my friends' hair when they first came out. We used to play around, French braid our hair and stuff like that. But just that person who like, oh, I'm just like doing my hair. Like I think I know how to if I want to, but like I just like was so used to her. Like that's what I said. She like spoiled us a little bit more than probably what we should. Um, because now it's like I don't even like do my hair, and I realize like I really don't like because of that. And so that's probably why I like kept my hair braided all the time. Like even like growing up through high school, my friend Lashana, she used to do my micro braids all the time. Then when I got in college, uh, what's his name? I be seeing him, Martin girlfriend. Um, she used to come to campus because they had a baby together, and he was on track team. And she did the best micro braids. I'm talking about these, she was so neat, so in place, so intact. And so she used to do my hair when I was in college. And then once I got up here, I started going to an African shop on Boughton. And they were the first people to do my micro braids up here. And then when they saw people like coming to ask to do them, they're like, we can't do your micro braids no more because your hair is too thick. And now everybody wants them. And they don't want to pay us as much as we want for them. So now we don't want to do them because micro braids are like really small. Like, and if you doing a person's hair that's thick, like that takes a lot of time, and so they want to, charge more, and people don't want to pay them for it. So it was only one girl in the shop that did my micro braids one time, and then after that, I just started doing other styles. And so my hair came out after my divorce. So then I went back to them and I started getting crochets, which is funny because crochets took my hair out when I was younger. But the 2 years that I was with Miguel, I would go because I even took his mom and his two sisters to get their hair braids. I like paid for it and everything. They had got like these little what you call it, queen braids or whatever. And they was like, ooh, the family's so pretty. Like, they was just talking like, oh, where you from? They were African of mine. Like, they had like a little connection because Panamanians, a little African. They have like some background in like reggae and different music like that. I think like the Jamaican like type of music and stuff. But anyway, so I got the crochets, and that literally grew my hair out. Like I just never took them down. Like every time I took it down in 3 months, I would wash it, go back and let her braid it again. 3 months, wash it, take it back, let her braid it again. And so when I took it down last year, it was literally just thick and just whoo. So I think I did put a relaxer in it. I don't remember. But anyway, it just, really showed like uh what I was used to seeing when I was younger. And I was like, dang, like I, forgot my hair because I hadn't permed it over 2 years. So it kind of was going all the way back to its natural state or whatever. So of course it was like boom, big fro. But then like I relaxed it and then like it like came down. And it was like really pretty. I could just like wash it and it would just curl up. I put a little cream in it and then it was just I could just go. I think I have pictures of it. But anyway, yeah, this girl literally like pulled 3 plugs of my fucking hair out. So definitely changed the game. But I think I'm gonna do it again. I'm gonna go and get some crochets, and then let it grow and let it grow. Cause I'm just a brave person. I can just get up and go. That's why I did it in college too. Is because we have to get up at 4:45 in the morning, lift weights for 2 hours, and then after that I would eat breakfast and go to class. And after that, I would eat lunch. And then after that, I would have 2 or 3 hours actually throwing practice. So you have 2 or 3 hours of weightlifting, and then you have 2 or 3 hours of throwing in the evening time. And then I would have to go and study all the material that I had learned for the day through class in the evening time. So it's like, even have to do my hair. What? You're going to see my hair all over my head if you don't see these braids because if I ain't getting home till 9, 2 o'clock at night, and I gotta be back in your facility on this green motherfucking turf at 4:45 in the morning, you about to see me looking like motherfucking Frankenstein. Cause we ain't getting up to think about doing that motherfucking hair. Like we just not. So I just used to keep braids all the time. So like 2 years later, I finally took my hair down. Now I could go into the athletic facility, the lunchroom. Guys like, damn, like that's you? Like, yeah, that's me. My hair, yeah, I'm not bald headed. Just it's more thick than long. But I'm not like to the point where you can't braid it or you can't catch it or whatever like that. No, we can do all little type of styles, little hair stuff like that. But anyway, it had grew out really nicely like after the 2 years, and obviously I got tacked and my hair came out, was pulled out of my head. I don't know if this was a picture. I remember when I ended up posting this picture on Facebook, I had got a lot of likes or whatever. But it was this one. See how long curly hair got, nice and thick. But this was before it was pulled out of my head. Now my phone's like having problems. You see, it want to have problems, like it want to like stroll by itself. But yeah, that's one. Um, oh, that's another one. See how long and curly and thick it had got. Oh, that's me laying in my son's bed. It was really pretty that day. I had did my little eyebrows. I think I might have like some lashes on. And then this is me. I think I had did my own crochet after my hair had got pulled out. 'Cause I was like just really pissed about the situation. Here's the guy who was dating a girl who, or I don't know if they're married or whatever, that like pulled my hair out. See her putting up the passport. That was after she busted my lip. That was her stuff falling out of her purse. Oh, that was me taking pictures of my hair growing back. Um, but yeah, as you can see, and I have really thick hair, and there's no way that much too much of a plug up here. Um, and then on the sides, you can tell, really tell, um, that it was pulled out based on the other pictures um, that you saw before, where it's definitely a lot longer on the sides on these, as you can see. So you see how long this left side is. So I think I might have to go to Verizon and just get a whole new phone um, with the situation, or just ask them, can people literally like have access to your phone and just change it and switch it around? Like I think that's going to be like one of the questions. And then he kept losing his phone, but he broke the iPad, um, and so I need to get that fixed. So maybe when I get it fixed, I'll just get a new number, um, and just get a new phone, and then ask, can I like put some privacy settings on my phone where I don't know if there are like apps out there where you like if you have someone's number or if you have like their iCloud or their email or whatever, you're able to you know kind of move things around in the phone. Um, but it's a sad situation. Like it's like you're gonna put that much time in trying to make it seem like I'm crazy or like I'm mentally impaired. So if you're putting that much time in it, then that shows that obviously what you don't want to be seen is more prevalent and is going to hurt you and not put you, have you as a good eye. If you're trying to make it seem like I'm crazy or unfit or mental, then that's even more to say that, you know, if the truth actually comes out, then obviously it's not going to be beneficial to you, because you know you will put me in a situation to do that. But let me see, can I find some more pictures of before? So I think even after that, I think I just end up doing my own um, crochet. I braided my hair, you know, without the weave. The actual adding the weave, I think, allows some type of separation, allows it to last longer, and so your hair has time to grow more. Um, so that's my point of wanting to, or maybe I'll just try to see or see if I still know how to like um, French braid with the weave, you know, cornrows with the weave, because this what's the name? I did uh, crochet. I did after um, my hair was pulled out. That was January 9th, and I got attacked. I think December 15th. But yeah, that's to be showing, you know, my hair growing back um, on the left side. Um, and that was January 8th. That was right before I had braided it and did the crochet in my hair. Yeah, because I had got on TikTok and this lady was like taking the Walmart gowns and she was cutting them in half and she was making like little outfits out of them. And so she had told me to post the ones that I had made on TikTok. Um, she was showing us how to like, you know, take little pieces and then make like, you know, clothing or whatever. It's a girl on TikTok right now, like go to Goodwill and she will take like some of the biggest dresses and stuff like that, and she would like make halter tops with like, you know, bottom pants and make the dress into like a more fitted dress or make it like a sleeveless shirt. Just a whole lot of really like nice ideas for like fashion and stuff. So definitely like, you know, when I start like shopping, I guess if I go back and start teaching and stuff like that, I'm gonna like look at her stuff and like, you know, find different outfits and stuff. Like I like to shop at like Macy's and Burlington and stuff like that when it comes to stuff. But I've given like all my stuff, like literally all of it to Goodwill. I think I like gained some weight and then I just got rid of it. I think I just wanted to forget about, you know, like even working for jobs and all that and the bullshit I went through with my ex-husband and him like asking my son's daughter for sexual, I mean, mother for sexual favors. I'm just like, wow. And guess what? She came back and she told me, like, you know, and it's just like, I've been taking care of this kid for like 2 years and like, I'm out working another job to keep a roof over our head. And this is how you repay me? Like, how fucking sad. Um, so yeah, this was like, oh, December 7th. This was like a week before I got attacked. I had did my little foundation and everything. The hair ain't all that cute, but the foundation was pretty flawless on that picture. But yeah, so I just want to get on here today. I was on Facebook Live a lot yesterday because I had went to court. Literally, this lady had got like this close to my face, like, "Oh, you're never late. Why are you late today?" And like I was like, can you just get out my face? Like literally, get the fuck out my face. Like it's nothing for us to talk about. Like literally, you said I couldn't pick another public defender. I didn't have the right to. And when I've been told on TikTok several times that I do. So a lot of these things are just a whole lot of fucking lies. And you're abusing your authority and you're sitting here sending me to some fucking, outpatient services, or I have to talk to Illinois Department of Human Services, and then in 30 days, you decide, whether I'm fit to stand my trial or not. Like for real, like, a lot of it's just bullshit. A whole lot of bullshit. So, I'm not, you know, I guess I should sacrifice my life for the mistakes that you made. No. So you would rather deem me as crazy or mentally impaired instead of owning up to, what you've done. But that's fine. Like I said, I'm gonna start listening to Amazon Music more, and then hopefully, I'm sure hopefully I won't have these problems. But like I said, even sometimes when I try to go into my apps, they'll just like blink out. Or like if I try to go into Facebook sometime, it'll just like blink out. Not allowing me to get into it, just come and blink out. And it's, definitely just aggravating and just a whole lot of bullshit. That's pretty. Mm. But yeah, so that's pretty much all I have to say about Spotify right now. And I guess my solution to that is to listen to my Amazon music. And I do have Prime. So, like I said, I do listen to a lot of my gospel music from Amazon Music, but I'll just start downloading some of the artists from my Spotify that I listen to when I go and work out. I just have a like playlist of whatever that I like to listen to when I'm going to work out and stuff. So, yeah, I guess that's what I'll do. But yeah, I'm gonna get off this Facebook and hopefully I'll try to get the things done that's on my little Saturday agenda, which I've been doing forever, I think, since forever, maybe since college, where I like clean on Saturdays, make sure clothes wash, go grocery shopping, stuff like that. Yeah, my ex husband, like every Saturday, I would get up when we're in our apartment together, and I'll make sure the house was clean and everything was in place because he liked to watch his games, and then sometimes he would invite like there's another married couple that we played. I played flag football with in college. Would come to our house and I would cook. And they would bring, little dishes, and we would watch this Mississippi State game or NBA games, whatever on Saturdays, and just have a good time. So yeah, I think I'm gonna do that, and then tomorrow, like I said, I usually listen to my lovely Smokey No Feel, who kind of keeps me well grounded, and then I'll go on TikTok and I'll discuss my case, class, credit, weight, and my lovely single life, which I've been doing every Sunday. And then it says catch up on Hulu because I used to watch like Chicago Fires, like I've watched it since season one, Chicago PD, Law and Order. I mean, I've watched literally that since season one. SUV, like literally since season one. What is the other one? This Is Us. I had started watching that. I watched a few seasons of that. I really got out of reality TV. I don't even know why. I was watching like Basketball Wives and all that, like coming out of college. I remember my mom was going through her last hip surgery, and I was sitting in the hospital, like trying to keep my mind off of it, like watching it on my husband's, my ex-husband's computer because we had both went down there while she was going through her hip surgery. So yeah, I really got out of that, but my friend told me that's probably what I need to start. Like that might like, keep you up to date with society and just what's going on in the world, with the reality TV or whatever. So I'm definitely trying to download Twitter and Instagram. I've never had one. But she has like paused, it's like stuck. So I'm gonna go to Verizon and ask them a few questions because maybe I need to get a new phone number, see why I feel like people have access to my phone, um, and it's pushing me out of apps or controlling my Spotify, and pay for me to get my number changed and or not. And then for the solution for Spotify, I'm a solution person. I like to find results. I like to make plans that's going to give you better results. Um, and if I'm not planning towards that, then what the fuck are you planning towards? You're planning to walk around in the same motherfucking circle and end up in the same place you were? Nope, not at all. Um, so I'm going to for the Spotify, I'm just going to download like people, artists and stuff that I like from Spotify onto my Amazon Music and just listen to it from there. And then hopefully, I can resolve that problem, if I do feel like people are intentionally targeting me or whatever, or, listening to me, learning about me, and then using those things against me to make me, um, you know, be someone that I'm not or try to, change the situation. I think even before I talked to my first oldest man, I stated that, I had never dated or talked to an older guy. And then all of a sudden, I had older guys approaching me. So that was definitely like, oh, okay, like, guess it just happened. Yeah, right. So, yeah, just like it just happened, so happened that this married man texted me last night and said he missed me and oh, he missed seeing me. Thank you. I hope you're okay. Yeah. I said yes. I am. Thanks for having hope. You and your family's okay too. Take care. You as well. Take care. So I'll let you know when I start saying, "Oh, hope you and your family." That should be hope feel like let you know like don't even go any farther. Like let's just stop. I even told you I think weeks ago, just don't text me at all. Like don't. Why would you even want to um reopen the door um, if it's something that I don't want to be a part of, and then it's something that you don't feel like, or you want to handle, but you don't feel like you can. So that's an issue in itself. And then you might not even be who you say you are. Like I should be, like researching your ass. From now on, we researching every motherfucker coming through. Every motherfucker coming through. We don't need no bullshit, no lies, no fake ass lies. None of that. I'm good. I'll be alone. I'm good. You know what I'm saying? Like I have my own fucking kids, Like life is like, whatever. Um, it is. And I'm pretty sure a person wouldn't mind giving me a child. No problem. My ex-husband wants to right now, I'm sure, no problem. He probably can't stand me, but I'm pretty sure if I actually told him I wanted to have a child, he probably. But I just found out his son, my son's sister, mother, told me that maybe his mom hooked him up with this lady that he was trying to go to Georgia with or something like that. So, you know, maybe you want to please your mom and do what makes your mom happy. Go for it. By all means. But yeah, I'm 31. I got time, so I'm not like if I don't have any kids at all, I can plant my seed and I'm rooted, brown skin and I'm rooted. I had the one. In my mindset, when I came out of college, it was I didn't even want to have none. So it's not really a big issue for me whether I have any more or don't have any. To be honest with you, because I told myself if I did, I want to be in a certain position. And because when I was coming out of college or in college, I wasn't in that position, my whole mindset was I wanted to have no kids. And my ex husband knew that. And he might have impregnated me on purpose, who fucking knows? Because he did say he remembered when we were in Kentucky when I found out I was pregnant visiting some of his family. And so he literally told me he remembered like the, I guess, ejaculation that happened that perceive my son. And so, we were married and he wanted to have a child. So I carried the child and we had a child. But as far as I would say, me fully just saying I was ready and prepared, and that was something that I was planning because I'm a planner. Nope, I was not at all. Nope, because I knew that if I was going to bring kids into this world, there is a certain lifestyle I wanted to bring them into. And that's not living with my in-laws and the parent in the bedroom that my son, his dad was born in. That's not what I wanted to bring him into. I was actually making my own nursery in the apartment that we were living in Mississippi. We had a two-bedroom down there. We were renting out the other room to actually one of my high school best friends. We all on the picture together. Me, Ashley, Lashana, Mia, her sister. Um, don't well, I can't think of this girl name, but her name is Ashley. Her sister name is dang. She got an artist name. It's I forgot. But anyway, she lived with us, me and my ex-husband for like a year because she had came to Mississippi State and she wanted to move out of her dorm her freshman year, and I ended up like seeing her on campus and getting acquainted, and then she ended up renting out a room. But then when she found out I was pregnant, she moved out and she was like, this room is for your baby, obviously. Like, yeah, probably so. So she left. And so I began like, making it into a nursery. Even when my friend Aaliyah and support came to my baby shower, they saw the room and saw like what I was doing and like all my little baby stuff hanging up. And I had put like little letters and stuff in it. And, I was talking to my ex-husband about like getting furniture and not knowing that his whole idea was to pack all our shit and move us up here, in a week is what his mom wanted so he can be closer to his daughter. Like I really felt that. Like that was like one of real bad moment in my life where, I was coming out of college and like I had like got this Sitel job and I'm like, I'll just work this job and you can get a job, maintain it, we work on our master. Do what we need to do in order to, just keep stability in our house. And then, you can eventually find a career and stuff. And he did have a career office in Texas, but he decided to come up here and try to start up here because his mom thought it would be good for him. So he can be in his daughter's life. And, I agree, I'm not going to take a man out of their child's life. And if that's the, reason why you want to come up here, then let's go. Okay. But when he came up here, the mentality that he had about women really showed. And that's the mentality that we don't portray about women in the South. We don't maintain that, like, I'm submissive to you. I'm respectful. That's the reason why I followed you up here as your wife. That's the reason why I bore your child. I lived in your household and, made sure you had food on your table and, made sure the house was clean and, showed you love and affection and all that. But at the same time, you need to respect the fact that I do have dreams, that there are some things that I want to accomplish, that I'm not just a woman that bears children and do household cleaning. You guys need to get out of this old school ass mentality of a fucking housewife. Housewives can have a career, they can bring in income, they can, maintain a business and still be a fucking mother. And, until you're open up to that idea, then, you're going to continue to have insecurities about seeing a woman in that position. You're going to consider it's going to continue to be an intimidation for you or continue to be something that makes you angry or something that you quote unquote understand because you just can't open up your eyes to change, to new. And how much has the world changed since you've even been in the world your fucking self? You know what I'm saying? Like I didn't walk around with computers when I was in middle school or elementary. Now these kids are walking around with technology, at their fingertips and don't even write, can't read or spell anymore. You know what I'm saying? And that was one of the biggest things coming up in the curriculum when I was younger. It's just writing your numbers, your letters, knowing how to spell, writing, being able to write, paper, and stuff like that. Now it's kids, let alone writing, they can barely fucking type, but they got a whole computer in their hand. So it's like, the instant gratification that they're getting out how fast technology is moving, don't realize that humans don't move that fast. but we are definitely more productive because it was humans who made a computer. You know, multiple humans got together and found out how the material worked, which wires are connecting to what, you know, and made it. So it's just like, you know what I'm saying? You're obviously smarter, more collaborated than you are apart. And that's what I feel like, you know, a lot of people got together and collaborated and came up with this system. But as fast as it's moving, we don't realize that, you know, our brains takes time to build long-term memory, to have this cognitive way of thinking. And that, you know, this computer stores so much and we begin to think that we're crazy and we don't get it because the computer moves faster than us or learns faster than us or whatever. But no, that doesn't mean the computer, you know, is any much smarter than you. It's just able to hold more storage than you. Does that make sense? In a sense. But you know, it's like all these different things are coming from different people. Like this uh module that I look at every day. My professor has, you know, put the questions and all that stuff in it. You know, you go into a website, someone made that website. You get what I'm saying? A person made that website. So, you know, it's just able to hold a whole lot more storage, you know, and obviously our brain takes a little more time to learn it after much practice and repetition. And I don't think, you know, kids are willing to put in that much practice or repetition towards from what work ethics is, you know, what achieving goals for yourself is. You know, you see people come and put something on there for a minute, but just because you put something on there for a minute doesn't mean it took you a minute to learn it. You know, it could have took you 2 years to learn it. It could have took you 5 years to learn it. It could have took you 3 years to get it. You know what I'm saying? And then you put a YouTube video up for 5 minutes showing a person how you did something, but you've been practicing for 3 years. You know what I'm saying? So that's in itself, you know, just showing, you know, really, I think pushing people away from, or them being impatient and just wanting things fast and wanting things more quickly, and moving fast, in life. And I'm just not the one to do that. Like I'm not moving off your time. You know, I'm moving off God's time. If He opened a door for me, He opens. If He closed a door for me, He closes. You know, I don't look at you as a person, you know, opening and closing doors for me. You know what I'm saying? Like I look at God as, you know, Him protecting me from those situations or allowing me to go into those situations to learn from them, to grow from them, to become from them. Um, and if it's not that, then it's not worth it to me. You know, it's nothing to me. Like I said, definitely know how to survive. No problem with surviving. And gonna continue to survive as long as God, you know, open up my eyes every day and allow me to live. That's what I'm continuing to do, and I'm continuing to work towards my master's in education. I have 5 pages to write today. I need to reply to both of my classes, the classmates. So we write papers every day. I mean, every week, based on like the questions that she gave us. And our questions this week was, let me see. I talked about the 20 teaching and learning principles, but specifically, she just wanted to know which one of the principles that we feel more confident in, which one of the principles we want to do further research on, and then which one of the principles that we feel, I guess, the least confident in. But she didn't write it like that. That's why I'm trying to go into it and see like how she worded it, my professor. I'm gonna do a teacher journal, 5-page paper. So it's where do you feel confident of your knowledge, curious to learn more, and need further clarification. So review the APA 20 principles of teaching and learning website, and just talk about, you know, where we feel comfortable, where we not comfortable, where we more curious to learn about, or need more further clarification. Because that's what it's saying. Where you're not clear, you want, you know, more information. you don't feel like you understood it clearly, or you want to, just learn more about it so that you can be confident. And so I wrote like a 2-page paper on that and submitted it. And so what we do is we go back and we read all of our other classmates' papers, and we build off of that information, and then we reply to them and say, okay, well, I didn't talk about that in my paper, and I really like that you point this out, and I really learned from that. And so we have to reply to at least 2 of our classmates each week in order to get the full credit for the module. And then every 3 weeks, she has us to take 3 chapters that we previously learned, and then she gives us 4 questions to write, at least 5, like that I'm just like got their number in my phone, or like, you know, but that's my project. I want to ask different ethnicities, what do they feel about education? How do they feel as education further them? Do they feel like it's any, you know, good to them at all? How has it affected your family? All of those things. And I want to like write report on it. So I got like a week, I think, to do that. I hope I have a week to do it. I'm trying to look into my modules right now and see when is it due. Oh, and then from this, well, I guess it's funny. Not funny to say, but that I'm using technology. It's on higher education to do this field project. It is due next week, or we at least have I guess someone replied to my paper. Yeah. So the history of education. Hmm. Oh, that's what I was saying. So I think I'm even going to reach out to, needless to say, this guy who wants me to be his mistress, because I think he's like part Chinese or something, maybe. He said he thinks, well, he's sure he has Asian in his family, but they don't. But they don't. And they may be close relatives. Who knows? I'm not sure. If anything, he's telling me is the absolute truth, because on his Facebook or researching, do a background check. But I'm gonna see like who all I can just reach out to in a matter of weeks, like in my phone, so that I can on Facebook more so, because I don't really have any too many people outside of my ethnicity in my phone. So I may have to like go on Facebook and try to get these questions answered. I'm looking for my syllabus because I'm trying to see when this is due and how much time I really have. I know before Sunday I need to reply to to 4 classmates and write 5 pages. I need to do that before Sunday. But these projects, there's 2 projects that I have for the history of education. And I'm just trying to see field-based activity. That's a little sheet I have to fill out. Yeah, and it's worth 20 points of my overall grade. So literally, I could do all this work, and if I not do these field projects, I'll literally get a D in the class. So that's not good. So definitely going to do the projects. So they, yeah, I'm thinking that they're due next week. But it definitely, let me see. Yeah, definitely might be this week. So I probably need to get to that. Yeah, probably need to get to that. So definitely probably going to be a long weekend for me, just getting all of my schoolwork in. Yeah, I think I'm probably going to reach out to him, let him know probably stuff I'm going through and see can he give me some type of extension. Because like I said, I've been taking these two classes in between this time and definitely very, very stressful. So I think I'm going to reach out to him, see how long do I have before I need to turn in these two projects. Let's see what he said. Oh, he said, I think this is a valuable part of technological experience and the disruptions you mentioned in school. Good point, Fabian. Oh, he just told me I pointed out some good stuff in my paper. Um, so yeah, I think I'm going to email him because when this is due, mm, I didn't realize that I had gotten that far behind. Definitely can be very, more stress. Obviously, when you're taking a class, you're learning something new. You're building off information you already know, and then you're trying to put it in your own words when you're answering all these questions. So that's a lot of thinking. And so to have the stuff that I'm going through um, on my mind constantly, it's very, just overwhelming and probably just causes me not to give as much time or probably give, 100% effort or more of an effort that I probably could if my mind and my if my mind was clear of the situation. I'm gonna email him. Hi, um, projects were due. This week, and this week will I be able to see the extension due to personal reasons. Um, if I need to give you more details on why, um, so yeah, I'm going to email my teacher and see can I get a few days extension and at least try to get my 5-page paper and my replies before tomorrow. And then hopefully I'll get through these projects before the end of or before the end of the semester, which is very soon. And then I'll be calling my counselor so I can pick up my next 2 classes because they already emailed me and told me that I haven't chose any classes for the next semester. And so I need to go ahead and do that. I was just trying to wait until I was totally finished with these classes and then I'll call her and discuss with her, which ones would be more beneficial for me. Um, so yeah, let me email him and see if he's going to get back to me. Because now that I'm looking this week, so I've definitely not been mentally focused as I should. So let me look at course schedule. I looked at the syllabus and the way I read it, it made me feel like it was due this week. So yeah, I'm gonna see can he give me an extension. I think I need to do the history of a school for my course project, and then for my field-based project, I need to fill in this paper that's on this syllabus. And then I'm probably not going to. But yeah, both of them are being pretty slow right now. But yeah, hopefully I'll get the paper done and it's over with. Um, and then I'll start working on my field project and my activity login school stuff. Okay, let me see. I mean, that man literally left me one sentence. But I appreciate it. He always like leaves us little letters. I guess that's his way of like motivating us, kind of let me know, I'm on the right track. But obviously, there's constant distractions, constantly trying to redirect you to go a different route. But this is my only route, or it won't be another route that I take. I don't plan to do anything other so than working towards my master's in education. So, if you want to be the devil and do evil things and be a distraction and work for the devil, and so be it. God bless you. Hope God helps you. That's what I hope. I hope God helps you. Because I'm going to ask God to help me write these 5 pages and write me to reply back to these 4 people. I'm going to ask God to help me finish these projects. I guess now before tomorrow. So definitely definitely going to get it done. So my questions for my field project, or my not my field project, my activity project, my field proposal is here. Let me see. I'm trying to open the file for the download. Just downloading. Okay, here it is. So my questions is like, what is high level of learning? Um, what is the highest level of learning a child needs to function independently in a society? Do you ever consider dropping out? Why was school important to you? Will you continue to work towards your education? What do you think you would gain from continuing education? Is college required for a person to be successful in life? Is high school necessary if you're not attending college? Do you feel like you're at a disadvantage by continuing your education? What education is necessary? Does education teach you what is necessary to be successful in life? I'm stopping because I'm sitting here correcting this as I go. I'm realizing that some of the spelling and grammar is not, it's not perfect. I'm not perfect. I'm not going to be perfect. I actually love math and science more than I love writing. But in order to get your master's, that is what you do. You write. So I like to challenge myself. I'm not going to, not accomplish something because, I'm not perfect at it, because no one's perfect at anything. In order to perfect something, you actually have to practice it and try. So does education teach you what is necessary to be successful in life? And how has education benefited you or your family? And so those are my questions. And so what I need to do is take that and pretty much just interview at least 10 people. Um, and so I'll just use my resources, people who approach me, people number I have, Facebook, and stuff like that, to get the questions answered. Trying to go to my table of contents and pull up the he gave us like a rubric to go by. So I'm going to pull that up and use it as the assignment. So let me see. This is the rubric right here. And this is the chart that he gave us. So we have to put hours, the activity, the resources. So the resource would be the person that I'm going to. The activity would be me. Just interviewing, question, and I'll just put how many hours. And then we'll write a little summary of all the questions that I asked them. Your short summary, describe what happened, what you learned, and your reflection. So I'll just write, like them answering the questions and then what I learned from them. And I'll just choose 10 or 10, at least 10 people, I guess. We'll just see how long it takes. I have to do 15. Um, we'll see how long it takes. But let me see how many spots does he have right here. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7 to 10 people should be enough to get the project done. And then I need to go and pull up this course project where he wanted us to pretty much do the history of a school. So I'm trying to see, because I think he posted it in our content, just instructions on how to get that done. Or what he's expecting of us. Okay, so I see now that I think he probably comments to some, if you submit your paper, if you're one of the last ones to submit your paper, he breezes it. Because I was late submitting my paper this time, so that's why I got a message directly. But sometimes he leaves us direct messages when he's rating us, keep up the good work, you're doing a good job. So, but the reason why he replied to me is because I was one of the last people to turn in my paper. I was just looking at the other discussions from other modules or topics that we wrote about in the past paper. So he probably is just replying to the person who wrote some of the last papers. But anyway, I was looking for something else. I need to find it. because the way putting our content, it kept making it hard for me to find. I think when I found I should have just downloaded it, saved it to my computer, but I didn't. Spotify stuff. And I talked about a lot of things. Let's talk about what's on my mind. He didn't post it here either. And I'm trying to find out where he posted this at. The actual, and I didn't. I found it a couple of weeks ago. I was looking at it, and I exited out of it, and here it is. Course project description is what I was looking for. So it's just the instructions. He called it description, but it's instructions of what he expects of us for the project. One of them, I have to interview people and ask them a list of questions that I proposed to him. These are questions, I told him why, for my first project, I would like to interview several people I've worked with or I'm acquainted with. I was born and raised in Jackson and went to public schools where I was taught mostly by people who like me, and then that of European descent, and I moved to the suburban or the south side, as it was called, after graduating from high school. I continued my education by earning a college degree where I was considered a minority and had now opened the door and has now opened the door for me to work in a very diverse school district since we have been studying the colonial days and how much social, economical status and ethnicity and culture differences has influenced education. After the Jeffersonian movement, I thought it would be beneficial for me to ask several students well, I'm going to have to change that. I'm just be asking several people a set of specific questions, see how they might view the topic of common schools, opening doors for Commonwealth throughout their years of studying and the teaching in the school district of such a diverse group of students. So, so I told them I was going to literally just ask these questions to people. So for my course project, it says school history. The purpose of course projects to engage in a historical review of the beginning of a school. The student may opt to choose any school, including one they attended or one they aspire to work in. Students should select a primary source material, which includes photographs, school yearbooks, newspapers, and any other authentic textbook materials to represent the history of the school. So basically, I think I am going to just do the history of the high school and just see what year did it start, what was it then and what has it become now. And I probably just do like a PowerPoint or something on it, the history, how it changed in the years, maybe the curriculum, the ethnicity of students, and how it has become so diverse over the years, because we're talking about the history of education. So therefore, in order to talk about the history of education, you have to talk about the things that actually, and that's the problem. You want to leave our history behind, but you leave your history behind, and what are you working towards for the future? Um, that's what you want us to forget where our people came from and what they had to go through to be who they are. No, that's not how life should work. You should be accepting of it and be use that to empower people to do better, um, to be better, um, to want better, to work and fight for better, because that's exactly what the fuck they did for us. Um, and not to forget about it, you know. So I don't know if that's the, Northern society way of life, but definitely my mind. I feel like, your culture should be accepted and talked about and being proud of, which I feel like that's what I see, but, at the same time, I feel like people act like they're okay with it, but not really okay with it, or just always trying to point out differences instead of focusing on the fact that we're more in common than we are different, or we have more in common than we do have differences. People want to project certain statistics on Black women, but many women in all types of ethnicities are going through this, even at even stronger standpoints, even in a more detrimental way. You want to point out all the things that Black women do or how we live and stuff like that. But if you go into the other different ethnicities, it's no different. Education has brought about a way of commonality towards work, towards a higher level education, towards how you raise your family or what you accept in your family, and that's across the board for any ethnicity. So you can't just point out one, culture and say, oh, only people in this culture do that, because I can go and prove you different. Obviously, TV is definitely exposing the hell out of that. Technology is definitely exposing the hell out of the fact that, we have more things in common than we are different. Definitely. But I'm gonna go ahead and get off this YouTube live. I came on here, like I said, to talk about the Spotify and the shit that happened to me in the past year. And like I said, my solution is to just, switch to Amazon Music and listen to my music on there. That way I won't have any problems with that. And, just stay focused on my school. Like I'm gonna write these lovely 5 pages, and then I'll start working on these projects and do my replies. So I guess that'll be my weekend. Besides cleaning up, probably go to the market, get some groceries, wash my car. I might do my hair. I like them big individual braids that the girls are wearing now. We used to wear them back in the day, but now they're doing them just uh, with bigger braids, like more weave and longer. And so I might try that and do like different sections or whatever. For the hair store, I think I got some bills to pay. Ugh. I need to pay my toll and something else we'll do today. Um, don't give me the line. That's why I always run stuff down. Oh, actually, we go get my oil change because I'm coming up on 20,000, 2,000, 20,000 miles, 20,000. Yeah, every 5,000, you gotta get your oil change. So I'm gonna go get my oil change, get an air filter, and get my hair, braid my hair braided. Braid my hair. I'm not gonna go get it braided. I'm doing it. I need to go get the crochet so I can actually grow my goddamn hair back. That's what I need to do, but I ain't got that yet. No, haven't. Yeah. So that's pretty much my day. Like I said, I'm gonna come on YouTube Live, Facebook Live, or TikTok Live, and just just continue to discuss. Like, oh my God, 2020, kind of fucking bullshit that resonated, from just that year, was unbelievable, and was something I never thought that I would be living. It's almost like I really just put up with the, insecurities of my ex-husband, didn't go through some of this bullshit. But I feel like I made the right decision because, when it's all said and done, if you got someone beside you, literally living in the same household, you sleeping with, kissing every night, and they don't even want to support you into becoming who you want to become, then how the hell are you going to become that? Um, when you have that negative energy continuously pulling you down, making you feel like you're not capable of accomplishing it, making you feel like you're not worthy. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, for it to be the person that you call yourself loving. It's some random person who don't know anything about you, who's just being a distraction, probably being pushed to be your distraction. I can definitely fight over those issues because you don't know me, you don't know shit about me, you didn't raise me, you didn't bring me into this world. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, but the person you say you love, like you live with, you care for, like you want to see them accomplish great things. You want to see them progress, and they have no intentions of, you know, seeing you make your dreams come true. Because if you did, you probably, wouldn't have never even moved out of Mississippi because you knew I had a chance to like go even further in my sport. I was sending me off making Olympic trials in 2008 in the hammer throw. Not in 2008, 2012. To 2008. 2012, I went to college in 2008 and redshirted as a freshman. Um, but yeah, and then I come up here, and after I have your baby and our baby, and I started get back in shape and get my body back right. Like you like, ooh, gaining too much, lose too much weight. You tell the person that. You know what I'm saying? I didn't even know after having a baby, losing too much weight was a thing. You see how much weight I gained with this goddamn baby? And you gonna tell me I'm losing too much weight? So basically, you're telling me you want me to be in a place where I have some insecurities about myself, where I feel less than about myself, because maybe think that's going to, help me feel like, the mentality, like I said, the mentality of the lifestyle that a woman is expected of them in the views and the eyes of man is definitely he definitely showed me how he felt about it and what he thought. Like I needed him. Like my life, like I didn't have a car, I didn't have any furniture, none of that when I came up here. I'm living with your parents, so to me, that's me. I'm homeless. I don't have my own place. I can go to college, so I can go and be with somebody else. Like I can get out of high school and work a job and still be able to live on my. You know what I'm saying? Like so for you to put me in a position to make me feel like I need you and my life's not going to get better without you and it's going to be so horrible. And no, everyone, for this shit over my name, I'll be DoorDash and making me $150, $200 a day right now. Like literally made a 900 and some dollars the first week of DoorDash, and then they came back and ran my background. I had been on their payroll for all two years. I had signed up as a supplemental income because I said, oh, I can do this. And, my son, I had my son by myself at that point because his parents wouldn't allow my son to come over there. So, like literally got the job and made 900 some dollars in a week. And then they ran my background check because I hadn't been working for them. And they was like, oh, it's been 2 years, we have to run it. And then this stuff popped up on it. And wasn't able to work. So, you don't make a person feel like, they're going to be homeless or coming back, run into you in need of you. No, you make people feel like they can independently take and accomplish things on their own. And if they choose, to want to have, a person that's there supporting them and, helping them or, being a real friend, then that's fine. But don't make a person feel like they can't accomplish because you're not a part of their life. You specifically is not a part of their life, and so their life is not accomplishable, or they won't be anything, or won't make it, or won't accomplish anything without you being a significant part. When you come at me like that, that's coming at me with like totally disrespect. Because if I can do all things through Christ that strengthens me, not through you that strengthens me. I can do all things. What no one form gives, and then what he lives within me, right? His spirit lives within me. So it ain't your spirit that lives within me; it's God's. That gives me the strength, that gives me the peace, that gives me the desire to want to get my ass up and even sit in front of this computer and write these papers, even though I know that I am not, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not, like author type writing person. You know what I'm saying? And then I, read the papers of my classmates, and you have some of them who are. You can tell, that writing in English, has been, more advanced and more. And then you read some of them, and you can tell that, it's not their most prevalent area. But guess what? They're still getting their master's in education. They're still teachers already in the school district. So, you don't let what people dictate about you decide, what you want to accomplish and the goals that you have in life. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't let other people limit you or try to limit your limitations, and see them as ways of not, or ways that, or excuses. That's what they are, for you not to try to accomplish your goal, even if you fail. My mom used to say that excuses like assholes. We all got it, you know. But do you got enough strength to get your ass back up and try again? You know. And that's the difference. That's the difference between a successful person and a person who fails. Let's see if they got enough strength to get their ass back up and do it again and do it again. And guess what? If I bunk this class, guess what? I'm gonna take it again. And guess what? I guess I'll do better the last time than I did this time. I'll do better if I take it 3 times. Guess what? The third time, I'll do better than I did the first and the second time. And that's how life works too. Okay? You don't pass the state test the first time, guess what? You're gonna take it the second time. Because I've met so many teachers that took this teacher state license test several times. So you think you walk in there and you're their student, and they just, IQ on 100. No, they failed, they tried again, they failed, they tried again until they was successful at it. Simple as that. That's what it's called life. It's called life. It's called motherfucking life. When you first start crawling, your ass start crawling and you fall over. First start walking, you start walking and you fall the fuck over. Okay, it's fucking life. Okay. All right. When you first start talking, you don't say words clearly and right. Mama, what? You don't say them right. You hear other people and then you start to mimic what you're exposed to. Okay, so that's what life is, and then you build off of that. Okay, I eat. I want to eat. I'm hungry. I want what you start correcting those mistakes, and then you build off of that, and then you make the language more. I guess what do you say? Not it's not more fluent. More. I guess broader, expanding the language, so to speak. So that's just what it is. You fail, you try again. You fail, you try again. You fail, you try again. Until you gain that success. And every time you try again, that failure is you're not gonna fail in that area again. You learn from that, and you get it right the next time. And that's what life. I feel like life is about, and that's what I feel like with this technology and instant gratification, and these 5-year-old jobs that we can do out here in life, that's definitely stopped people from working towards that manner of failing and trying again, or trying to take on a challenge that's outside of the realm of just your average everyday work. Just innovation and creativity, and stuff like that is what has been pushed outside the realm, when people having such easy access to certain things. So yeah, that's pretty much what it is. But I'm just that person. I love to challenge myself. I love to overcome obstacles. When I went into track and field, I was overcoming an obstacle. How many black, discus shot put hammer throwers do you see across the United States? Not a lot. So look into your books. Now you have some Hispanic Cubans and stuff that's throwing in the Olympics. Africans. So the world changes, history changes. To the next generation. I remember the old telephone. You talk to kids now, and they don't remember that. Where you used to put your finger in there, and then it go back to zero. Then you take the number, go back. Stuff like that. It's not what they will consider their history, but that's my history. So history change, time change, people change, things change. But what I won't change is fighting for my master's in education. That's what I won't change. And I'll use it in whatever state allows me to, with whatever subject, because I know um, that that's the career and choice that I want to make, that I want to accomplish. So, however, what it takes, what it long takes, what I need to do, I'm gonna do it so I can get the stability out of it that I need. Because, when I'm there, I don't even feel like I'm at a job. You know, I'm enjoying it. Time pass by fast. All of that. My mom always told me if you're doing something you love, you'll never be working. And so that was me. Taking the short end of the stick because I fell in love with it. So it is what it is. And that's like, but I'm gonna get up off this YouTube live. Like, I'm be on Facebook live, be on TikTok live, you know, discussing all these wonderful things. I might come on and start rapping or something. Feel like I got a lot of stuff to let go. And maybe I could do it through rapping and songs since I kind of grew up around it. I always like be coming up off the top of my head, just ramming, ramming. And a lot of it just has to do with, some of the things I've been through, and maybe even not, just some of the stuff I listen to, and, um, you know, just life, period. It's what it is. But yeah, I'm gonna get up off this lovely screen and go try to accomplish my weekend goals. Hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful weekend.